what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Got stuff to go over today. We're gonna chill too. Maybe have a little bit of fun. It's a good time. So while we wait for people to get in, this looked like a fun little video, so I'm just gonna play some tech stuff.
Voca! Welcome to the Voca Master. This is a silly little guy in a new series called Weird Guys I Found in China. Editor, I'm gonna let you insert whatever little weird Chinese guy you would like to put on the screen right now. And you know, anyone can order some stuff off of China. You ever been to AliExpress ever? This is not where that's from. As you can see, stuff from AliExpress usually does not come with poop on it. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but this guy is used. Oh, is he used? There's like a second-hand kind of eBay type of place. I think there's technically a better word for it, but I just go to the website called Goofish. I'll leave a link, or I won't. I don't fucking know. He's got the world's smallest DC power jack and a mini USB
here you
port.
go.
That's about the era we're thinking here. And also, despite the fact that this guy was in China, it's actually Korean. It's very Korean. It still has an FCC thing on it. Is FCC not a US thing? And the other cool part about this is that I believe it's like an emulator handheld thing. But again, look at the date. There's no date. No, yeah, 2008. That is old. A dedicated emulator handheld in the DSi times. Wait, when did the 3DS come out? A dedicated emulator handheld way before the 3DS. This is like when people were actually just modding the Leapfrog DIDJ thing or whatever it was called, and that was like peak handheld gaming. Full-size SD card. I would be surprised if they even invented micro at this point. Wait, what the heck? SiAC motor? Is this from a car? No, it's from SanDisk. What is... Oh. What is SiAC motor? I have some sciatic motor damage. SiAC motors. It's SiAC? It is a Chinese state-owned automobile manufacturer. Oh, it's part of the Big Four. Ford, Dodge, Chevy, and SiAC. It was one of the few car makers in Maoist China, a relic of a forgotten era. Okay, so I'm guessing somebody just ripped this out of their box and then decided to put ROMs on it. I'm not gonna plug it into the computer or anything yet. I want to just see what the heck they would have left this on. Hopefully there's some goodies in there. Leapfrog battery acid? Mildly. The screen is cracked in 2 places. I hope it'll still work. Oh yeah, she works. Voca Master. Only 2 out of 3 bars of battery. I just put brand new ones in. So we got Voca Master, utility, video, music, ebook, photo, settings, and Voca Master. We're opening the face buttons. No, you can't. But why?
Oh no, why? Oh,
which ones confirm? X.
I hate that.
Nope. B. Nope. It's probably A. No. Why? No. Start. Uh-oh. Voca machine broke. Okay. What if we do something that's not Voca Master? Settings. It's B. It's okay because that's the position you'd confirm with Nintendo things anyway. Why is it B? X to go back, I'm guessing. Yeah. Why is A over here? Why? Why? T mode. I'm about to go T mode. Press L plus R button. Okay. Oh. Oh, wait. I thought T mode might mean TV remote mode, but you would need an IR blaster to do that, and I don't really see one. I mean, maybe it has one. This kind of looks like a TV remote. T mode, huh? I wonder if it works like a USB gamepad. Hold on. No, it just went into USB connected mode where we can do nothing. I would like to turn up the brightness. It can't be done. Is it better if we do this? Yeah, a little bit. Got any photos? No. Ebooks. He ain't reading. Music. Nothing. Someone was not using their Voca Master to its fullest potential, clearly. Movie, nothing. Utility. This is just the root file system. What the Voca Master option do? Where do games actually? Hold on. Where's gaming? How do you play? Did I miss something during boot up? Oh, okay. So there's no games, but there's the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN. In reality, NordVPN might not be able to protect your Voca Master, but it can protect you a day money back guaranteed. This thing is awfully Windows CE. It just kind of stinks the same way, you know? Oh, we gained a battery bar. How to do the gaming. I saw a folder in there. Well, there's a games folder, an emulators folder, and a ROMs folder. Games. Oh, drill2x.gpe. Let's play it. Oh, now we're gaming. I feel like I'm the first and only person to document this game and probably all of the games on this. Oh, fiddlesticks. So you can just kind of go down forever. This is like you're going and excavating the ruins of a failed Tetris game. Am I screwed? Can I not do anything now? Am I stuck? I can't jump. I can do that. You can get through. This is a strange game. Okay, Mr. Driller. Not to be confused with me in high school. Okay, this is a real game. From the PS1? The boys drill too deep. I don't even want to know. This came out on the Game Boy Color. The Wonder Swan? What if this thing is just like a Wonder Swan clone? Oh no, I'm in danger! Should we like actually Google this thing? Wait, Voca Master is an English language trainer? What? Wait, it's still around? I sincerely doubt this is the same thing. Made with love in Boston. What is this device? I keep coming back to this Wikipedia article, but this one has a joystick and mine has a D-pad. Oh, it's Linux based. I could have sworn it was Windows CE. GP2X is designed for homebrew developers as well as commercial developers. Oh, that's kind of cool. It is commonly used to run emulators for game consoles such as Neo Geo, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I guess it wasn't purpose built for emulators, but I mean, if it's open to homebrew, I mean, it's open to emulators, let's be real. Hold on a second. Just got done with that Arduino video. If this is Linux based
interesting
and it
little
has
guy.
an ARM CPU, just kidding, I'm not that crazy. The first name of this console was the GPX2. However, it couldn't be used as the final name due to a possible trademark violation with the name of a Japanese printer, the GPX. A contest for a new name was announced on August 3rd, 2005. The winner of the competition was Matt Baxi, who chose the title GP2X. So there was a first edition and a normal edition. F200 was released earlier than expected. I think that's this one. Yeah, GP2X F200 features a touchscreen. Oh, you actually could briefly buy this in the US. Could have fooled me. I have never even remotely heard of this thing. I may upload a dump of the SD card to this because I just got a feeling that I got something in here that like needs to be preserved. The odds just seem pretty high. Oh wait, hold on. I was looking up the Voca Master part. A version of the GP2X is still being sold in Korea by Voca Master that is geared toward Koreans who wish to learn English. Most
As of September
GP2X
1st,
units sold
2008.
to date have been sold
There's
through
no
Voca
way.
Master as English learning tools. Mom, I want to
There's
learn
no way
English.
that's
I
still
swear,
selling.
I don't want to play any games. I just want to learn English. I swear. Ghost picks. Let's play that. Max in Ghost picks. Press start. Which start? Select or home? What the? Huh? Is this Minesweeper? Oh, I'm not dead, so no. Oh. 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 Oh! Sorry, Dad. I couldn't solve the puzzle. You did your very best, and I'm very proud of you.
Unrealistic.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
Unrealistic. This is an Asian toy. He would have been like, you brought shame upon us and your family.
Leave. There's no home button. Oh, that's obnoxious. You are beholden to the game offering you a way out. Oh, that's bad. Okay, enough of this pseudo-educational tomfoolery. I would like to game sophisticatedly. Oh boy, bro was gaming. Game Boy Advance. That's the one that I was really wondering about. GPSP. Some things never change. Oh, you see the mouse? That really looked like Windows CE. Oh, and this really looks like DOS. How to load ROM. Oh, that's the BIOS. Oh, wow. This is just like the Leapfrog one. I think I found a better Leapfrog than the Leapfrog. Okay, maybe not with this button layout. ROM. Game Boy Advance.
Button layout
Oh, dear God. What is that? Can't play it. Doesn't work. Oh, it froze the whole damn thing. Oh. Wait a second.
Oh.
This is the finding of Isaac. Isaac, it's me, Abraham. How would you like to go out and sacrifice a goat? Gee, Dad, sounds great. Hold on, I'm intercepting a transmission, Isaac. Hold on. I don't think it's a goat that we're sacrificing. Oh, it's you. Gee, Dad, sounds good. I'll go get my stuff. How do I leave? I guess that's how Isaac felt too.
Why is it
How
in
do
the
I leave?
corner like that?
Oh, there was some button combo that did it. I think it was pressing both the volume buttons at the same time. Okay, so he's not exactly the greatest GBA player of all time. GNU boy. There are several good jokes there, and I will let you pick your favorite and pretend that's the one that I just said. Press start. Okay. GNU boy! Is there a better one? Lemon boy. Uh-oh, that's worse. No, wait, this is just GNU boy again. Except this one actually functions, so that's good. ROMs. Nothing. It's okay, there was a different ROMs folder. ROMs Game Bow. PlayStation? No, there's no PlayStation emulator on this. Get the f out of here. No, no, no. Dude, just this interface is bugging and lagging. There's no way. Load a game. The BIOS is on here. Wait, are there ROMs? No, just the BIOS. Can we even, what does the BIOS perform like? This is taking a considerable amount of time. What does BIOS even stand for in this regard? Bro, I onset syphilis. Why did anyone even compile this for this thing? Why was that done? Okay. Benefit of the doubt here. Maybe it just has trouble loading the BIOS. What if we gave it a actual PS1 game? Hell of a write speed. It's crazy that my camera is writing more information per second to its SD card just filming this than this computer is actually writing to this SD card right now. Gran Turismo 2 going in. No, maybe the BIOS just got corrupted. Hold on, let's put a new one in. Okay, new BIOS has been copied. Gran Turismo 2, go. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that we'll get past this. I'm willing to let...
Oh!
No way. Come on, I ain't got all day. Let's
go.
No way. I'm not
dude.
convinced. I don't think it can do it. Hold on, there was like an overclocking option when you boot that up. Use the L and R triggers to select overclock. Okay, how high can we get this guy to go? 320. I imagine that's megahertz. 320, let's do it. And now the program doesn't even load. This is a painful process. Let's be a little more responsible here. 266. Aha! I love that this emulator feels like it's just gonna explode at any minute. I'm not gonna button mash it this time in the hopes that it will actually function. That could have been the problem. I just overloaded it with inputs. Nope. Can't do it. I will try exactly one more PS1 game, and if that doesn't work, I'm calling it.
I mean... technically it's loading. That is a frame rate. That is one of the frame rates of all time.
Oh, that digital glorpiness. I have never owned a better AA battery to that noise converter.
AA battery to that noise converter. Yikes.
What the? Whoa. Oh, it died.
Oh, it died.
That was like some analog horror bullshit almost. Did we drain the batteries? They're kind of hot. Dude, that is battery drain speedrun. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna assume PS1? Maybe not the best use case for this. Oh, excellent news. It plays Sonic 3D Blast. I hope the Voca Master is happy in this moment. Imagine what it must feel like to finally know your purpose. To play PS1 poorly and then crash, and then play Sonic 3D Blast like a bitch. All right, well, I think there was like SNES and NES and other...
yeah, the Sonic isn't bad.
But I think that's all I want to check out for right now. There's also a bunch of other random homebrew games or whatever that was on here. So I'm gonna back up the SD card. I'll get that uploaded somewhere. Thank you for looking at the Voca Master with me. This was a weird one.
Oh, that was a fun little thing. You want to watch one more of those? What do you think, Barcode? We watch one more of those sort of weird tech things, or we dive into new stuff, politics stuff? Yeah. Let's see.
my god, my brain. My brain is too full of ideas for video.
This is not, yeah, this isn't the same guy that was smashing things. The same guy that was smashing things is an Australian dude. He's a lot of fun, though. If you want to watch him instead, I'd be down for that as well. Because he's a lot of fun. Dank Pods. Let's see. The weird consoles? Alright. Yeah,
I can't pick. I simply cannot pick. Welcome to the decision paralysis cope wheel. We've got videos like the prototype Steam controller, controller port satisfaction tier list, my life-changing purchases, King Jim, I'm not explaining that one. And today we're gonna spin the wheel and see what this here video is gonna be about. You already know because you read the title and thumbnail. And since I want us to be on the same page, I'm gonna go ahead and spin this wheel and find out what this here video's about right about now. Well, it's kind of exactly between those. Either way, they're both respin, so respin. And it's... Oh, it's King Jim! That's funny. That's the first one I put on here. All right, King Jim today. Behold.
I love
King
this style.
Jim.
I want to do something like this. I really do, with like shit buys off of AliExpress and Temu and stuff. I think this would be such a fun thing to do as a channel.
Hashtag not my king. Okay,
Yeah.
What is King Jim?
All right, baby.
I don't know. It runs on AA's. I'm sure these are 10,000 years old. Oh, that's filthy. We haven't had battery acid in a while. This is a nice change. Dear God. Why is it magnetic? Are all batteries magnetic? Okay, well, yeah, the tops and bottoms are, obviously. It didn't occur to me that, like, the sides of the battery would be magnetic. I'm also realizing how profoundly stupid it is to think that they wouldn't be. Because if you take the covering off, they're all metal. Okay, you know what? We're gonna cut that whole segment. I believe we are missing a cover of some kind. That's okay. Luckily, the contacts do not look super corroded, so I think we can just stick some more batteries in there and call it good. And I guess that'll do it. Okay, King Jim. King Jim is a laptop of some kind. There are Japanese characters on the keyboard. Previous candidate conversion and
What?
katakana,
Kind of
hiragana,
amazing.
and romaji. Okay,
Yeah.
not a clue what this one's for, but this makes sense. That's the different, like, symbol types in Japanese, I think. What about this one? Half-width or full-width kanji. I'm not certain what that means. There's a couple buttons up on the screen here. Okay, QR code, obviously. It says QR. That one is calendar. These ones are very tiny. The top is national language, middle is English and Japanese, and the bottom is Japanese English. Yes, very different, but kind of not. Man, this screen, this is a tiny screen. Roughly 5 3/4 inch screen. I have a bad feeling it's gonna be in black and white. Man, is that battery acid? Ew. I think battery acid got all over this thing.
Oh,
We'll be
no.
lucky if it even works.
There's stuff they would
Yeah,
give kids
I
in
didn't
school
really
before
put
Chromebooks.
too-
What were those things called? Help me remember. I used to have one. It was one of those keyboards with that tiny, like, LCD black and white sort of screen on it. The screen was like this weird fucking aspect ratio. It's like really long and short. What were those fucking called?
Bubble buttons? I don't know.
No, there's like a... What were they called? My brother had one because his handwriting sucked. Yeah, those were so useful. Oh, Alpha Smart!
I don't think I've heard of that.
That's another fun thing to do is like old tech like that. Bro, they're going for $99 right now. I had one of these back when I was at school, in like middle
Oh.
school. One of these fucking guys.
Maybe a nostalgia
I
purchase.
was balling.
No kidding.
This was like early 2000s. That's when I had this. One of these puppies, and of course a TI-83, I think I had. I
Oh, yeah.
had
I think I had that too.
let me find the one that I had specifically. Yeah, I had this one. I had this motherfucker right here. With the
Oh,
sparkly
yeah.
see-through. You
That's
remember back
pretty.
then when like everything cool was
See-through.
see-through?
Supreme.
Yeah. See, even this
Let's
one was
bring it
kind of
back.
see-through.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah, I had one of these guys and one of these guys. I had to keep my shit see-through. My Game Boy Color was not see-through, actually. I
I
had
didn't
one
get
of
to have
these
one.
guys. I had one of these boys right here.
Oh, yeah. I've got to use those. Those are
Yeah.
nice.
And then I eventually got an SP. I didn't get an original advance, but I got an SP.
Oh, those are so fun.
I had this one.
They've come a long way.
This one right here. I had the silver one. I also had an original Game Boy. I ended up having two because I
Ooh.
lost one of them. I lost a gray one, and I got a yellow one. And then I had two Game
Nice.
Boy Pockets. I had a red one and then a silver one. SP was amazing.
I think I had a red, like, off-brand type of gaming device.
And then, of course,
It's great.
all of us had a piece of shit Tiger gaming device at one point. You remember those absolute dumpster fillers?
What?
These guys with like the pre
Oh, jeez.
with like
I
the
think
pre
so.
backgrounds and just like the shitty pre-made LCD fucking screens. Ooh,
I think so. I wonder what happened to them.
these were
Where are they
such
now?
pieces of crap.
Where did they end up?
I don't know. They're probably still making shit here and there. Nah,
Somewhere.
these things were everywhere. And there's so many of them in fucking landfills, I'm sure.
That, yeah.
The
Treasure
TigerGame.com. They made that in what? In 2016? In 2020? This is
Jeez.
97. Taking on. Okay, no. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Hasbro has brought them back in 2020. Oh, as like a nostalgia thing. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
And two together earlier, but this is probably battery acid. And it's all caked up in the hinge and everything. Oh my god. It's a miracle it opens. Okay, what are the odds it's just gonna work? Please. Hello?
Access denied.
The king is dead. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to, like, scratch up the contact. We might be lucky, and it is just a corroded contact. And I don't really have a good way to clean it, so I'm just scratching the crap out of it with a screwdriver. Might as well get this one while I'm at it. No. Sire, no! Alright, I guess we're gonna have to find out what makes a king. Smells like Nintendo. Is the king hiding anything from the people? Yes. Yes, he is. Aha. Ain't feeling too kingly
Is the
now,
king
are
hiding
we,
anything
Jim?
from the people?
Oh, that'll do
Oh,
it.
jeez.
Oh, there's a... What the?
It's
I'm
got a
so
big...
far behind, but
Look at this CMOS battery. It's on like a little flippy-uppy guy. That's probably extremely dead. But why does it not work? The battery acid has certainly penetrated our defenses.
You disgust me.
But that's okay. Some components may die, but that is a sacrifice we are willing to make. I'm gonna try cleaning the contact one more
play
time.
with
Don't really get the screwdriver in there too good.
I've had
Okay,
certain
let's see if we're getting
things
voltage.
not work,
Imagine
and
the
after cleaning
batteries
the
are just dead.
contacts, they did.
3.23 volts. Those are very alive batteries. So, I guess we'll go deeper? That's nasty. Look what the king did to my boy. I can't even tell you what that is. I think it's just rust.
Yeah,
okay,
rust.
this connector is certainly disgusting. That might be something we can try to clean up. Holy
Ew.
crap, it looks so bad from this angle.
That is really bad.
Oh, there's not really much to it. All right, well, I guess we've got a few connectors.
Is that
we can
just an
clean, but
empty
if that doesn't do
space?
it, I don't really know what else to try. I just noticed it's also got a micro USB port. If this does not work, we'll try plugging it in with that instead of using batteries. Maybe that'll work. Come on, Jimothy. No, Jimbo, me boy.
Jimothy.
All right, King James Bible. What if we did this?
That's the keyboard, yeah.
Yeah,
good point.
Nope, we can't. Ah, now this is the part where we have to get the very rusty screw out. Oh boy, I don't know if this is gonna happen. Oh, there's no way that's coming out. Well, not without doing this. That made a much bigger crater than I intended. The hope was that I could just make a slit to put a flathead in. I don't even know. This might be too big. No way. No way it's working. I'm shocked. I am absolutely bewildered that this is working. Not very well, but now we don't have to deal with it ever again.
So
All right,
rusty.
Jimothy, reveal your secrets. His secret appears to be more corrosion. All right, Jim, I just want you to imagine something here for a second. Imagine if you functioned, huh? Imagine if you turned on.
How
Become
dare I?
alive. Oh, I can't hit the button. Okay, you know what? Screw the keyboard. I'm here to see Jim. This thing is not having it. All right, last ditch effort. Please, James. I beg you, turn on. I don't know if all hope is lost, actually. When I press the power button, there's a current reading on the power supply. You guys can't see this, but it appears to be drawing a little tiny bit of power. I wonder if the display just doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't think the king has been invited to this party. I'm devastated. All right, well, we ought to at least find out what this thing was supposed to do. Oh,
that's
I'm
disappointing.
pissed. This thing looks really interesting. $153? Free King Jim? Palmera DM100 review worth it? 2023? Is this a recent device? eBay. $150? What does it do? No, this is not recent. This was 12 years ago.
Okay.
It can be a Bluetooth keyboard, I guess? Wow, this guy liked this thing so much that he named his entire channel after the model number. Okay,
Wow.
from what I can tell, it is a note-taking device. Yeah, this is a very Japanese product. Seems a little goofy. Would it really be that much bigger to just take a Bluetooth keyboard and like stand a phone on it? Actually, I think this is less bulky. Okay, well, didn't look like there was any gaming to do on the King Jim anyway, so kind of worthless, TBH. Thank you for watching whatever the hell this video.
Here's our tigers. This is the guy from
This
who
channel
smashes
originates
stuff.
as an iPod thing, but mate, I've been nuts about any outdated pile of junk electronics, mate, since forever. Like, I've been collecting vintage video games since 2007. We're looking at the lowest tier consoles that have ever been made. Like, these are just bottom of the barrel, and to, like, gotta give some like context, mate, as to how this even sold at all. So as I said, forever, mate, I've been collecting vintage video games. Oh, it's like one of my most favorite games of all time. Knuckles doesn't look good on the cover, and it's always bothered me. I was picking them up for like 10 bucks, shipped from the UK. A day when like a AAA release game was like finished and didn't need like 6 different logins, 3 of which were steal your data, or like a 40 gigabyte patch every week.
That's okay though.
But, when I was
you
a
know,
kid,
at least it allows for like free. You know, a lot of games do like free content updates and shit like that. So at least there's that.
is like home console, like top of the tree kind of game. Like you couldn't play this walking around unless you had a Nomad. I mean, it's not like today where like the portable version of the game is called The Game. It's the same game. You just literally like, you can go from your PC and go and have a poo and literally just play the exact same game on the same Wi-Fi signal. Back in the 90s, mate, Sega did do it, and like Game Gear was neat with that blurry backlit screen. But like portable consoles are expensive as well, like Steam Deck. Whoa. Nowadays, if you want a portable game on the cheap, it's called, you know, Candy Crush, or you get like a 3DS and just play the huge back library. Well, like back in the 90s, mate, there was a bit of an issue. It's like this was the first generation of portable consoles that actually resembled games, where it's like a sprite on the screen and like stuff to do. But show a giant company a potential market, mate, and they'll engineer rubbish to it. And that's how we get here. Couldn't afford the
Tiger.
Couldn't afford the Game Gear. You got the Tiger. You could pick these up at petrol stations at the time. And like parents would just grab them as like a, here you go, kid. Shut up. Don't tell me I don't get you nothing. When you're like a 7-year-old and this is all you got at school, mate, you played them. And they always had no value to it. I remember just thinking of these as just disposable nonsense. And so, like, you just trade them with your friends. Like, here, you tolerate Sonic 3 for a bit. You know, give me your Spider-Man. I have a huge stash of Puck cells, and I've lost them. Can't buy new ones until I eat the ones I've had. Oh, it beeped. I'm glad it turns on. Oh, here we got Tails. Makes sense. Pick. Well, I don't play guitar. Spin? Yeah, mate, my head is spinning. And 4 ways of hate. Oh, there's the good button. Off. Dr. Robotnik sure is grumpy for a man with one of the, like, greatest moustaches ever made. Ah! No! No!
Oh, yep.
No!
That fucking
No, you're killing it! Wow!
music.
Oh, gosh, stop, shut up, gosh. That was actually the Sonic 3 intro song, which for a Mega Drive sounds epic, what a 16-bit nugget it is. And yeah, that was the most butchered version I've heard. You know, I really like it not having a back case. You can just kill it instantly. I'm the running man. No. What?
Ugh.
Tails. Oh, look, now there's Tails. Tails. Yeah. Alright. Tails!
God, these games were always so fucking shit.
Play the guitar! Oh, wait! It's a 2D platformer? Oh! I thought it was up and down! What's this music? Am I getting hit? What I love about old retro games is like its perspective, you know, going back and playing games that dominated me as a kid and just breezing through them with like 2 beers. This is the exact same experience today as it was as a kid, just being like, who am I? Like, who are these people around me? What am I doing? This is running perfect, by the way. That is just as disorientating as it's ever been. And I have horrifying news. Anything can be nostalgic, mate. Anything. A strange bad nostalgic smell I have is like old cigarette smell and go, oh, it's my granddad. Honest, like that was a trait of seeing granddad was cig smell. And some people are really nostalgic to the electronic torture they tolerated at recess at school. You can emulate these things. They the effort is amazing.
Why?
It's worse than that. They've re-released them. These are new. Hasbro Gaming, like digging these things out from the vault, more like from the bin. Like, you watch, it's gonna be just as incoherent as all the other ones. I mean, like, I don't, oh, screenshots. Why is there tape over there? The piece of tape here is bothering me. I don't know why. Like, why? Why would you put that there? Big companies are very tight-fisted. If they've done something, it's for a reason. If the words come off, I'm gonna be furious. No! No, actually, no, it's more baffling. Why? Wait! The building is ablaze, but it's Spider-Man's job to get these creeps. Who, like the people stuck in there? That's not nice. What part of their private life have you seen? Climb inside to rescue hostages from the burning building. The creeps. There you go. 2021. What'd I tell you? Oh no, my collectible. Oh no, my collectible. Oh, this really is the 90s. Look, it's all twisty tied in. Oh, why bring this back? I mean, why bring the tiger back at all? But why even bring this packaging? I was doing fire treatment in this room, and look what happened to my scissors. Now they just look brutal, which I like. I don't care if I damage the tiger. It's
My
big
scissors.
food anyway. Oh wow, tiger manual. On start, turn on unit. Well, that's all I needed to know. Move through the window when the in indicator lights up. Huh? 5 stages and 99 floors. I'd pass out before that, even with brakes. Floor of building, 1 to 10. Number of hostages, 5. Fire, yes. As a kid, batteries are expensive. This is not to be wasted. Actually, no, I don't need that. Brand new tiger. Like, this is how it's meant to be, guys. Here we go. Punch. I got him. He just get the creep. Look, he just fidgets. What?
You can't even move. He's just aiming.
How do I move left and right? I don't. Oh, huh? Why'd that happen? I don't get it. The rescue button attacks. That says kick, but he's not doing anything. Get him! Damn it! Okay. Get the man. Oh, how do I attack diagonally the other way? Are we having fun? Oh, that one said in and I missed it. In. Oh, I did it. It's a 2D now. So does kick work now? No. Oh, when the backgrounds don't change, it's... Oh, I just don't care. Oh, henchman. Punch. Kick. Yeah, bop him like a Batman movie or something. I did it. You know what? That's all I needed. That's it.
Ah.
I actually completed a stage of the game. That's it. You just repeat that 99 times or like hundreds of times. I'm done. That's it. I never need to do it again. I'm so sorry. There's one more.
Oh no.
Yeah, Jurassic Park, mate. I had this on Mega Drive. Scared the pants out of me. And I've never finished it. It's just too difficult. And yeah, why play that one when I could play this one on the toilet? You have 3 chances to call Dr. Grant when you need his help. Why? Is he out of phone credit or something? Race to the power box and turn it on to shock T-Rex for bonus points. Not to save your own skin, you just need those points. Oh, the manual. Gotta look at it. We've looked at it. Oh, better figure out. Oh, look how crinkled this is. Tiger, when the little man comes out, he's fine until he does the frill thing. Press the swing button to catch a vine. Like, imagine if you didn't have these instructions anymore. Like, you can't fathom them. Cole, remember, only 3 times. He's low on phone credit. Oh, there he is. The big guy. Oh, that's us. The non-big guys. Oh, press down for forwards. No. Call him. Call Grant. Oh, there he was. Why did he leave? Why doesn't Grant just stay and help the children? I don't get it. What? Do we just dodge this guy for a bit? Yes, okay. Running. Oh. Boo! I nearly... No. Rubbish. No. He breathed on me.
This is terrible.
Where's the T-Rex bit? What? Oh, what? I hit a rock. Oh, you got one more go, mate. I just want to see the T-Rex. How do I... Oh, there it is. I did it. I swung. Oh, this sucks. This is so crap. Oops, I called Grant. I get it. Grant's like a special power, but it's like calling someone who should be helping anyway. You got 5 seconds before I got to see a T-Rex or the inevitable. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, let's examine the corpse. See what's in it that makes all
Let's
these horrible
examine the
noises.
corpse.
Oh, it's everywhere. Comes with free vacuum food. That's quality tape, that is. Yeah, that's it. Well, it's why vintage games are fun. You go back and see, was it really any good? It's like, legendary, pretty flawed and a bit dumb. No. Well, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Huge thanks to my patrons, especially these stinky names right here, because my Wandro...
It's fun. Fun starting. Fun startings. Alright. So this is awesome. Let's hope that stays. Federal judge Monday dealt a major blow to the Trump administration's efforts to overhaul the nation's vaccine policies, including the controversial decision to slash the number of federally recommended vaccinations for children. U.S. District Court Judge Brian Murphy in Boston put a hold on the decisions made by an influential Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Vaccine Advisory Committee, ruling that Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. had improperly replaced the entire committee. By the way, like, if that committee is still around when a Democrat becomes president, they're all gone. The decision was hailed by the American Academy of Pediatrics and other leading health groups. I mean, this is just crazy that it's like this idiot who has zero medical experience, who's had brainworms, who clearly has his own set of health problems, goes in, every decision he makes is like vehemently opposed by every serious health organization in the country, and they actually have convinced a lot of people that they actually care about children and people's health. It's fucking nuts. What up, neighbor Ernie? Decision was held by the American Academy of Pediatrics and other leading health groups that brought the lawsuit, as well as infectious disease experts around the country. Today's ruling is a historic and welcome outcome for children, communities, and pediatricians everywhere, said Dr. Andrew Racine, the Pediatric Academy's president. The administration plans to appeal the decision, according to Department of Health and Human Services spokesman Andrew Nixon. HHS looks forward to this judge's decision being overturned, just like his other attempts to keep the Trump administration from governing, Nixon wrote in an email to NPR. Nixon confirmed, however, that the ruling had forced the CDC Vaccine Committee, the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, or ACIP, to postpone a meeting that was planned for Wednesday and Thursday. The committee was expected to raise new questions, about the COVID vaccines and possibly revamp how federal vaccine policies are formulated. It's fucking nonsense, dude. Every major, health group and organization says y'all have been insane. And so many people are just so brain broken because of political points of view that they're just cool with you making shit decisions. And this is health. This is health related shit. And y'all let politics get in the fucking way of making the right decision. It's fucking shit. It's absolute dog shit. This is idiocracy level shit. The judge ruled that Kennedy and his committee had made arbitrary and capricious decisions, ignoring a long-used, well-regarded scientific process for developing vaccine policies. He wrote in his ruling, government has disregarded those methods and thereby undermined the integrity of its actions. Washington State passed a bill this year that the state Department of Health is the authority on vaccines and not ACIP, and insurers have to follow state regs. Well, that's good. Hopefully, when the next president rolls around, hopefully a Democrat, and decimates this current ACIP membership, replaces it with actually competent people, then they can repeal that. Sad that I came to that. Agreed. The ACIP, whose members Kennedy fired and replaced, largely with new members, who also criticized vaccines, had issued a series of contentious recommendations, including a recommendation that all babies get vaccinated against hepatitis B at birth. The judge's ruling stays the appointment of 13 committee members appointed by Kennedy since June 2025, when the previous members were fired. Administration lawyers had argued that the changes were the result of different interpretations of vaccine data. Oh, yeah, I bet. This is a significant victory for public health, evidence-based medicine, the rule of law, and the American people, Richard Hughes, a lawyer for the plaintiffs, told reporters after the ruling. Good. This man has no business being in the position that he is, the lack of experience, like, through all the people he's appointing, it's fucking stupid. Next thing, not our war, U.S. allies balk at Trump's Strait of Hormuz demands. Basically, Trump went to a bunch of our European allies after being a prick to all of them for years and was like, please help us. And they were basically like, fuck yourself. Which makes sense. If he had actually built good relationships with them, if it had been another president who hadn't talked shit to them, they'd probably be helping us right now. Honestly. I love the judiciary. This will be the perfect example future generations will learn about in regards to checks and balances. It's true. This whole admin, the judiciary is the only thing saving us. True. I just find it interesting because people are like, I do get frustrated because, like, I talk to people who are not super politically plugged in, and they're like, Trump is always breaking the law. He's always breaking the law. He's not listening to any court. He's just ignoring the court. And I'm like, can you give me some examples of that? Really? Because, look, when it comes to federal judges, yeah, they've been less like cooperative. But when the Supreme Court rules on something, they have been. And the way they're operating is they do something, it gets determined to be unconstitutional or illegal, and then they get a ruling, and if it's from the Supreme Court, largely they have been following it. So I get frustrated when I hear people who are like, they don't care about the law. They just don't give a shit at all. They do whatever they want all the time, and I have to be the fucking piece of shit being like, well, actually, that's not really what's happening. And then I look like I'm fucking defending Trump, which is not at all what I'm fucking doing. I just wish people were better informed. That's all. So they just say stupid shit.
Facts, logic it's all good.
Yep. President Donald Trump has berated. Fuck off, President Donald Trump has berated and threatened America's NATO allies. Now he wants these same countries to help unblock the Strait of Hormuz. And their response has not exactly been enthusiastic. This is not our war. We have not started it, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius told reporters on Monday. That appeared to sum up the mood among U.S. allies, with leaders from Berlin to London expressing reservations about Trump's demands and indicating they had no immediate plans to provide military support to reopen the crucial waterway. Yeah, and he probably didn't ask nicely, too. He was like, you all need to help us. You all have to help us. And they were like, nah, dude, fuck you. Boris Pistorius sounds like Dr. Seuss character, true. Iran effectively closed the trade route in response to the American-Israeli assault launched last month, sent global oil prices surging, and threatened an international economic shock, something economists have warned about before the war began. And, like, that's his biggest thing. That's the thing. If oil prices go up, that actually makes Trump look bad to his people because they're too retarded to know anything beyond the most basic shit, right? So they see, it's more expensive. But now I'm seeing it, and it's the fucking worst. I'm seeing this everywhere, right? When people will be like, so what's up with those oil prices? They're like, listen, we have to expect more expensive oil prices, okay? Because we're protecting ourselves from terrorism, okay? That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. You weren't during the post-COVID recovery. Fucking retard. Trump called upon countries of the world that receive oil through the Hormuz Strait to take care of that passage, as he put it in a post Sunday on Truth Social. In an interview with the Financial Times the same day, he went further, warning that NATO would have a very bad future if its members did not help free up the strait. Okay, great. Good. That's working so well for you. They don't do what you want, and instead of going and, like, trying to negotiate something, you just fucking threaten them. That works so well for you with the tariffs. That's worked so well for you with all of the other shit with our allies and NATO and Russia and Ukraine and fucking Hamas and all of that shit. Threatening people left and right has worked so fucking well for you. So keep doing it. Because clearly it's giving you the results you want every fucking time. I would not eat the green egg, Sam. Not on the tram, not with the jam. I know, his cadence is rubbing off on me a little bit. It was a bit rich for Trump to be asking help from countries he had previously insulted. Former Estonian President Toomas Hendrik Ilves told NBC News in a telephone interview Monday. Earlier, Estonian Foreign Minister Margus Tsahkna? What the fuck? Tsahkna called on Trump to provide more information. Europe needed to understand Trump's strategic goals. What will be the plan, he asked. Hey, Margus Tsahkna, whatever the fuck. You and me both, dog. I don't think any of us know what the actual plan is, what the war goals are. None of us fucking know. I'm stoked the Ayatollah's gone. I was hoping that the regime would fall. Doesn't look like it's going to, because y'all pussyfooted around. Now nobody knows what we're trying to do. They've closed the strait. Y'all said you would keep it open. You're not doing your due diligence to keep it open. You're just, you look so fucking weak right now. But,
Yuck.
though often wary of risking the president's ire, many European governments have been reluctant to be pulled into the war with Tehran. I wonder why. It's because the U.S. does not have a clear leadership in this. Okay.
Beta! Estonian language? We're learning Estonian language. Can you help us?
Yeah.
How do you say 12 months in Estonian?
12 kuud.
Sorry?
12 kuud.
Ah, okay. That's good. One more time. Sorry, I'm a bit hard of hearing.
12
12
kuud.
Do they?
Kuud.
Oh, good. Estonian language?
Is that real? Holy shit. I'm looking this up. It's true. Fuck you, AI. I love that you had to explain that. That's amazing. Okay. Some, such as the leftist government of Spain, outright refused the Hormuz demand. Spain will never accept any stopgap measures to keep the strait open, Defense Minister Margarita Robles said. Because the objective must be for the war to end, and for it to end now. Even in Italy, whose Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has previously cast herself as something of a Trump whisperer. The government declined to get involved. Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani told reporters that diplomacy needs to prevail. In Britain, Prime Minister Keir Starmer has been criticized by Trump for not taking part in the initial attack on Iran. See, this is the fucking thing. Is he talks a bunch of shit. It's like you're a bully at school who's beating up on everybody, taking their lunch money, and then going, hey man, can you help me study for this test? Can you help me? I really need your help. No, fuck you. Starmer told a news conference Monday he was working with all of our allies, including our European partners, to restore the freedom of navigation as quickly as possible. Ultimately, we have to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to ensure stability on the market, he said. That's not a simple task. But Starmer made it clear that he would not be drawn into the wider war, and that any Hormuz mission should be a broader effort, including the U.S. and Gulf states, rather than something for NATO. Newt Gingrich fell for a shitpost. Isn't he dead? Is he not dead? Huh. A year older than Biden. Remember, he wanted to be president so bad. Dude. Look at a young Newt Gingrich. I met him once, actually. Indeed, dope sideburns. He was nice enough in person.
He was pretty old then.
Yeah, instead of fighting, well, ooh la la, Mr. Diplomat. No, it wasn't a diplomat thing. It was at Politicon. Instead of fighting over a 21-mile wide bottleneck forever, we cut a new channel through friendly territory. Doesn't thermonuclear detonate. This is so dumb. Yeah, but like, I'm not even at the community note there. This didn't fucking clue you in, Newt?
So dumb.
A dozen thermonuclear detonations? Are you fucking serious? Okay. Oh no. Look. Newt approved. Ah. Oh, bro. They're calling it the Trump Canal. I didn't suggest it. I didn't come up with that name. Someone else came up with it. It's a great name, though. Meanwhile, Japan and Australia said they had no plans to send ships to aid Trump's request. There are other proposals on the table, such as top European diplomat Kaja Kallas said on Monday, floating a similar deal to the one in 2022 that ensured Ukraine could export grain amid Russia's invasion. But the proposal to expand the mandate of a European Union naval force currently in the Red Sea to include the Strait of Hormuz was rejected by member states. For the time being, there was no appetite in changing the mandate of the operation, Kallas said. The wrangle over the strait marks the latest point of tension between the Trump administration and Washington's historic friends across the Atlantic. Last year, the president refused to rule out using military force to seize Denmark's autonomous island. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. He then claimed incorrectly that NATO allies had not fought on the front lines in Afghanistan. They're saying, sir, it's the most beautiful canal. They said they've never seen a canal so beautiful before. Join the Navy. It's a bit rich after you've been threatening Denmark and insulting the memory of around 1,000 NATO troops who fought in Afghanistan to say, oh, you all have to come and help us now, said Ilves, who was Estonian president between 2006 and 2016. If countries send troops and something happens to them, is he going to make fun of them again? He added. It's a political non-starter from the get-go, he said. I'm not sure what he expected. He's retarded. He expected everybody to kowtow and yes-man him because that's what everybody around him does. He's a child, and he's a bully. Ultimately, much European skepticism over Trump's Hormuz demand seemed to stem from their wariness of the war itself. The European answer must be the way to end the problem is to end the war, not to join it, said Sven Biskop, director at the Egmont Institute, a Belgian think tank. He said the main thing was not to be intimidated by threats on NATO by Trump. As for comment on the European reaction, the White House told NBC News comments made by Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Oh, the White House directed NBC News to comments made by Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who told reporters that these countries should help out because they are benefiting greatly from the United States military taking out the threat of Iran. She added that the president is absolutely right to call on these countries to do more to help the United States to reopen the Strait of Hormuz so that we can stop this terrorist regime from redirecting the free flow of energy. Despite several ships being bombed as they attempt to cross the strait, Iran denies it has closed the narrow neck of water entirely. After the U.S. and Israel launched the war, it said it would attack vessels from those countries or their allies. From our perspective, the Strait of Hormuz is open and only close to enemies, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi wrote on Telegram. We don't need you, but please help. It's just like, it's so fucked, bro. Way to go, Dingus McPingus. Way to go. Alright, let's see.
Piers Morgan Uncensored, beginning with an interview of a major Trump supporter and former member of the Trump administration who is now ruthlessly calling Trump.
Well, every time I see his fucking smarmy ass face, I'm going to talk about how much I fucking hate Michael Knowles.
Out for his betrayal of the campaign promises he made to the MAGA coalition during the 2024 campaign, followed by a panel discussion in which Piers lays out to multiple MAGA supporters, including this smug prick here, Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire, that Trump is indeed mishandling this war. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe.
Again, barcode. If we do the right thing and vote for Democrats like a motherfucker through this next cycle, I think it'll be okay.
Alert bells before you go. All right, folks, we have several clips to play. We're going to dive in, starting with Piers's monologue.
Politics should not be the first concern when it comes to matters of war, but the potential consequences for President Trump are severe. The midterm elections were already looking pretty bleak before a single shot was fired. Now voters are glued to their screens.
I mean, if it's actually a blue tsunami, they'll feel a lot better about it than if, like, it's closer. But also, like, if they move away from Trumpism, if Republicans move away from Trumpism, which I imagine they are going to want to do, because these midterms are going to be shitty. You already see some politicians distancing themselves from him on the Republican side, and they all know that once he's gone, they're like lost, floating in the middle of the ocean with no direction. So if they're smart,
watching the US spend $1 billion per day on a war they mostly oppose at a time when the state of the economy is their foremost priority. A president who returned to the White House with such energy and optimism could well leave it as a lame duck, and he may well be impeached again. It's one of many reasons why some of Trump's most...
The war is giving him a bump? Most Americans oppose Trump's war. Doesn't look like it. Basically flat, but that's a pretty decent short-term decline. Disapprove is basically flat. Anyway.
Fervent supporters are so openly upset that he's supposedly reneged on his peace ticket pledge. And no matter where you stand on the conservative media food fight, the shifting balance of power is objectively remarkable. Senator Lindsey Graham and commentator Mark Levin, both former never-Trumpers who are currently declaring a holy war, are back in. Megyn Kelly, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson, among others, are frozen out. The president wrote a lengthy and passionate tribute to Levine this weekend after Megyn Kelly said that Levine's inflammatory rhetoric...
That's where I am. Like, I support actions against the Iranian regime for a whole number of reasons. But I'm pissed that it's this administration because they have no fucking clue what they're doing. There's a drunk at the head of the Department of Defense. There's a retard at the head of the cabinet who's alienated the help that we could have. I mean, like, they are fumbling this opportunity. They are fumbling this opportunity.
Is the result of what she called his micro penis. Marjorie Taylor Greene has just responded by saying that MAGA has been destroyed by micro penis Mark Levin. And Tucker Carlson, who of course campaigned for Trump and was beloved by the administration, now suspects the same administration is trying to lock him up.
And so he goes on to talk about how Tucker Carlson recently revealed that he believes he's about to be the target of a CIA-recommended referral to the Justice Department for prosecution. We'll probably talk about that tomorrow because there is a lot to unpack there. Now, here I want to show you some clips of Piers' conversation with a former Trump advisor, Carrie Prejean Baller, who was a member.
Doesn't seem like it by the way they're doing things. I don't know. Can't support it when all they've done is make everything worse. Yeah, but well, I mean, like, they've made everything worse. I still wish, I mean, like I said, like, I support the effort. I don't support how they're going about it because they're retarded and they're fucking it up and they're fumbling it.
Of Trump's like religious commission or whatever, prominent MAGA Republican out of California, big Trump supporter and has been for years, and she does not pull her punches. She says that Donald Trump has destroyed MAGA, but here's what he says to her first.
I think it's your first time on Uncensored, so I welcome you to the show. What is your view about this? Because I've known Donald Trump a long time, and I'm struggling to not see this attack on Iran as potentially the biggest miscalculation of either of his presidencies, simply because it is going on already much longer than he indicated it would, and there's no apparent easy off-ramp for him now. And it's causing a lot of damage economically, politically. You know, militarily, America is superior, but even there, they're sustaining losses.
Yeah, I agree, Neighboruni, but let's be realistic here. It does not look like it's going in that direction.
And there are many people, even in the most fervent MAGA part of his support, who say, look, this guy campaigned on no more involvement in foreign wars, particularly in the Middle East. What is he doing? Staking everything on the biggest war imaginable.
I mean, apparently U.S. intel is saying Iran's regime is consolidating power. That was like 15 minutes ago, published by the Washington Post. Apparently, anti-regime Iranians are mood among some in Iran shifts from hope of being rescued to dismay at destruction of infrastructure and so on. And they're like, I don't know, dude. It doesn't look good.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Yeah. Unless he just pushes out and leaves and is like, we've done it. We've already won. With everything still being a mess. I know. Mika. Come here.
In the Middle East.
So, again, laying out the case that this is politically damaging for Trump. The polls are backing this up. Nobody supports, well, I shouldn't say nobody supports the war. He is not experiencing a rally around the flag effect by any stretch of the imagination, which previous presidents had indeed had during a state of war or crisis. The midterms were already slated to be a shellacking. Gas prices are continuing to skyrocket, and you have prominent MAGA Republicans like Carrie Virginie Ballard coming out against Trump. I should note that she was removed from the Religious Commission in the Trump administration, in part because she was viewed as anti-Semitic by members of the Trump administration. Now, I'll leave it to you to decide there. She's certainly critical of Israel's influence on the Trump administration, Benjamin Netanyahu's government. She does use phrases like occupied government, which seems a bit dicey. I think it's perfectly fair to criticize the relationship between Netanyahu and, quite frankly, the United States government under any president. President Clinton once famously said after meeting Netanyahu, he's like, who's the fucking superpower here? So this is a longstanding complaint about the influence of Netanyahu in particular over the United States. But I digress. Want to add that additional context here for why she is no longer a member of the Trump administration. But she has her own criticisms of Trump. Go ahead.
You mean in Iran? No. Trump fumbling this is ruining any chance of an effective and positive outcome to this. It's going to be politically unpopular by that time. There's going to be no American desire to do anything more there, and they're just gonna want to leave. He's literally ruining the chance, that this incredible golden chance that he had to do this right, and he's ruining it because he's fucking retarded.
Thank you so much for having me, Pierce. I've been a loyal supporter of the president for almost 20 years. This goes back to when I was 21 years old and I was Miss California at the Miss USA pageant. And I've known him. I consider him a dear friend. And I will tell you right now, I do not recognize our president. I think that we are an occupied nation. I think that a foreign country has occupied our government.
My God.
And we are seeing now that this president of the United States of America is being influenced by a foreign.
Voting Rubio if the war is still going in 28. I mean, I don't know how to. No one's gonna do this the right way. I think it would. My way of talking you out of it is, if we're still in the war in 28, there's no way we're finishing it properly. Yeah, Josh Shapiro. Yeah.
Government and MAGA. Let me tell you right now, MAGA is dead. It is deader than dead, and Americans are furious. We do not recognize President.
Also, fuck you, you anti-Semitic bitch. We're an occupied government.
Donald J. Trump anymore.
Pretty harsh language to describe the situation. MAGA is dead. Trump effectively killed it. Trump, is unrecognizable. And again, that is true, I suppose, if you ever held Trump to his word, which most of MAGA unfortunately does not. And this is something that Piers points out, which is that, well, listen, obviously a lot of prominent MAGA Republican commentators are criticizing Trump over this, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and others. But if you look at the polling, Trump has indeed won the hearts and minds and souls of MAGA. The vast and overwhelming majority support him. But let's hear what Piers has to say.
So obviously the foreign government you're talking about is Israel. And Marco Rubio himself said, before he then did a complete reverse ferret on it, as we would call it over here in England, he said that the reason America preemptively attacked Iran was because Israel, he didn't name it, but it was obvious who he was talking about, had indicated they were going to launch an attack and that the Iranians may respond against American interests, which seemed a very convoluted reason for American forces to be committed.
Yeah.
And they then,
they easily could have been, and they've done this before too, when Israel has launched some of those strikes on Iran early. The U.S. at first was like, we didn't authorize these, we weren't a part of these, this is between you guys. And Iran left our bases and everything alone. Like, you didn't have to do that. which is also why when, these people will be like, oh, it's, Zionist occupied government, I say, you racist scum piece of shit.
Saying he hadn't said it, but we all heard what came out of his mouth. And then we heard Antony Blinken, one of his predecessors, say that Netanyahu had tried to persuade both Obama and Biden to do the same thing by saying, I'm about to attack Iran. And when they said no, he then didn't attack Iran. And so, many people share your misgivings about this. Notwithstanding that, the polling still shows pretty strong support amongst the MAGA base for Trump and this attack. So how do you explain that?
It's true. It is true, by the way, that Marco Rubio did say that the United States was, effectively maneuvered into attacking Iran because Israel, under Netanyahu, said that they were going to proceed with an attack anyway. So it effectively forced their hands. He's since tried to clean it up. That is true. Piers has also called out Rubio and the Trump administration over this. But again, it's just objectively the case that Donald Trump has agency here, right? This is one of the things that I've been saying when Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson and people who are MAGA, sometimes who claim to not be MAGA, by the way, but are critical of this war, you have to ascribe agency where it belongs. It is true that Netanyahu, like most other foreign leaders, are trying to maneuver the United States in a way which advantages their own countries. But at the end of the day, even if you think that influence is nefarious, and I do think Netanyahu is a terrible person, Donald Trump is 80 years old, the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, and could say no. That's where I think this is where the criticism, where the rubber meets the road, okay? Donald Trump has agency, and if you felt that he has capitulated to a foreign government, Israel or any other government for that matter, you need to actually blame him because he could have said no and chose not to. But again, very important to also stress that MAGA is mostly a cult of personality, and most of MAGA, if you look at poll after poll after poll, say that they support Trump, even if Trump totally contradicts what he assured them he would do during the campaign trail.
No, I do not believe that one bit. I talk to MAGA people all day long, every day, and the everyday average American is absolutely against this war, and they...
I'm so glad we have your fucking anecdotal evidence to go over the data. So glad that when he cites polling data, your dumbass is here to be like, well, I know people, okay?
know that the only reason...
Everyone is so fucking stupid. Every goddamn person is so stupid. I just can't handle it anymore.
Even in Iran right now is because of Israel. We see Benjamin Netanyahu coming to our country more than any other foreign government, any other foreign nation. He's been here almost 8 times. This is embarrassing. We are the United States of America.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You can't take it anymore.
Not like that.
Okay.
Why are we allowing a foreign country to occupy our government? And now we see I was removed.
Huh? What did you say?
I said, hang in there.
All right. PS bonus fun fact, well, it's very later dated its performance in the trial. Each feature is literally off the charts. Yeah, she's said it a couple times through this conversation.
To occupy our government. And now we foreign. We are the United States of America. Why are we allowing a foreign country to occupy our government? And now we see I was removed from a religious liberty commission because I dared to speak out against Israel.
She's gonna. Oh, it's this bitch.
Israel. It's no longer a conspiracy, Pierce. What Israel wants, Israel gets. And we're witnessing that. And I'm telling you right now, MAGA is dead. And we will not vote for one more politician who lies to us and says, oh, we're going to drain the swamp and we're going to not get involved in foreign wars. Trump.
Great. I love this. It's fracturing. I love that it's fracturing, because it was only so long before these people started realizing they actually hate each other. And some of them are pieces of shit, and the Jews killed maggots. You hear that, Jordan? You know what? I'll wear that one with a badge of honor.
Has betrayed our country, and he has betrayed MAGA.
Trump has betrayed our country and betrayed MAGA, says a prominent Trump supporter and a former member of Trump's religious commission, campaign surrogate. Again, I just want to point out, I don't really like the Israel occupied, or any foreign government occupied country.
Good for you, Josiah. You're a good one.
Because, again, I think it's overbroad and it overstates, or downplays, I should say, the agency of U.S. politicians. If you disagree with a Democratic or Republican politician's view or stance on Israel or any other foreign nation, especially Donald Trump, the president of the United States, they have agency. They are not robots. They are not androids. So don't pass the buck. It's Trump who's chosen to do this. But again, I suppose to her credit, she does say that he's a traitor. He's betrayed MAGA and he's betrayed this country. I think it's a fair thing to say.
One of the things I love about Destiny is, like, whenever somebody mentions Zog or Israel or whatever, his immediate response is, "Oh, here it is. It's the Jews. It's the Jews again. Here it comes."
Okay. I want to wrap up this particular part of their conversation with a final exchange between Piers and Carrie Prejean Ballard.
It's fascinating. If you go back to 2008-9, the idea that people like Megyn Kelly, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, you and others would be so against what Trump, a Republican president, is doing would have been unthinkable.
She's clearly salty, too, because she thought she'd be protected, you know, talking bad about the Jews. And then she realized, oh my God, if I got fired because I was Donald Trump's friend, if I got let go, clearly the Jews are in charge of everything. She just probably couldn't possibly handle it or stand it in her mind that her comments were disgusting, wrong, and everyone wanted her gone.
How do you think it's come to this?
Well, we witnessed what happened from the very beginning. We saw that Marjorie Taylor Greene was called.
Using dog whistle to take anti-Semitic position because he thinks that we're American left wants him to go. I will stand up to anti-Semitism in all forms, not from all sources. Hatred towards Jewish people, whether subtle or overt, is unacceptable. I spoke with Mark Rod from Insider Village, critical moment for politicians. Stand up. Okay. It's against Jewish people. Refuse drive, I just think it's unethical and immoral. Oh God. It's not anti-Semitism, it's anti-Zionism. Conservatives turning on. No, I do love seeing conservatives turn Tucker on.
Called a traitor by the president. We're seeing never Trumpers, Pierce, never Trumpers like Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz and Mark Levin. I mean, these are never Trumpers who were not by his side back in 2016. And now he's siding with these people and calling true MAGA supporters traitors. He's, you know, but what you realize is that the most free people are Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens, all fired from the mainstream media, all fired from either the president or mainstream media. And now,
because they said crazy shit. You stupid fuck. I get it. I get it. Being hardcore MAGA and incredibly religious has rotted any semblance of a brain there. You didn't have too much to begin with. I get it. But maybe, just maybe it's not about fucking loyalty and people are getting fired because they're saying fucked up stuff. I get that. You're like Stan Marsh now. You're an N-word guy, but like the modern equivalent. And you're just not, you can't fathom that you did something fucking wrong.
Now we're seeing that they're the most free. They're not owned by big corporations, big politicians, big donors. And so we're free, and we're speaking out. And it's important that everybody wakes up and realizes that this country is not a...
Don't get me wrong. Keep speaking out, because I love what it's doing to MAGA and the Republican Party and all of that stuff. But, like, nobody was stopping you from saying anything. You used your free speech, and you experienced the consequences of your free speech. Grow the fuck up, you whiny crybaby.
Free country any longer. It's very, very sad.
Wait, I'm sorry.
It's not a free country any longer. It's very, very sad.
Nobody threw you in jail. Look at you. You're sitting here in your nice fucking suit, in your nice home, living a cushy fucking life. Where did you lose your freedoms? Oh my god, dude. This is so annoying, where people like this, who have tons of money, who have all of these people, you know, throughout the country, who listen to their every fucking word, complain and want to victimize themselves. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up.
So dumb.
Well, again, you have no one to blame but Donald Trump.
I don't think it is a grift
for that. I want to play a couple of clips here from...
I think these people genuinely think they're fucking victims.
Panel itself, starting with... Actually, let me do this. I want to play a couple more from the panel.
Relax.
I want to start with this one here, in which Piers addresses a professor, a new guest on the show.
So if you suggest that Benjamin Netanyahu pulled a fast one with Trump to persuade him to do this, you're being anti-Semitic. Would you agree with that?
I mean, it seems like a strange thing to say. I think it's very likely that Benjamin Netanyahu did exactly what Marco Rubio said he did.
Netanyahu. You just threw the guy in a trailer and needles.
Which is, I'm going to attack, and, you know, Trump then, being the petulant little child that he is, felt jealousy and felt the need to jump in as well, because, right, he...
Securities and Exchange Commission is preparing a proposal to eliminate quarterly earnings report requirement and giving companies the option to share results twice a year.
Wanted to be part of it, but it is also true that everybody tries to bamboozle Trump, and I think there's this saying, right? The last person to talk to Trump is the person who gets. But I don't think it's anti-Semitic to say that Netanyahu tried to bamboozle Trump. I think.
Nor do I. No, again, I think that anybody who engages with Trump.
That's the thing. Netanyahu clearly did do a strategic play to pull the U.S. into the war. That's clear. That's not the same thing as saying Israel controls the United States. Those are two very separate fucking statements.
Recognizes he's very powerful and also very, very stupid, and they're going to do everything in their power to manipulate and maneuver him. People do it here domestically. I think, quite frankly, I think that's how Trump's own advisors handle. I think that's how J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller, and others look at Trump, is just, again, he's extremely powerful. They fear him to a certain respect, but they recognize he's an idiot. It's almost like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. He's the king, so he's extremely powerful, but also really dumb and really petulant.
Trump is Joffrey.
And so that they find ways to maneuver him. So appreciate that sort of clarity. Here's another clip.
But that's interesting, Michael. Has it created a sense of invincibility in Trump, which may now have tripped him up? And let me explain what I mean by that. Is that when he launched this attack, he came out immediately, very typical Trump, very belligerent. Right, we've taken out the top people. This is all over. I urge the people of Iran to rise up and take charge. It's gone. They'll never have a nuclear bomb, etc., etc., etc. But here we are 2.5 weeks later, and actually the regime is still intact. We don't know about the supposed new supreme leader, whether he's alive or dead, or whether he's in Moscow getting medical treatment. Maybe by the time this airs, there'll be more clarity on that. But we haven't seen or heard from this guy yet, the slain Ayatollah's son. But what is indisputable is that the Strait of Hormuz, which carries 20% of the world's oil every day, has been pretty well closed to everyone but the Iranians, Chinese, and a bit of Russia now for 2.5 weeks, to enormous economic damage, which will only be felt actually by a lot of Americans in a few weeks or months' time, when it is reflected in rising food prices, because every day the Strait of Hormuz is shut is going to be problematic for the food chain supply around the world. So it just seems to me that Trump may have thought this would be a quick, easy win, that militarily, obviously, the Americans and Israelis together, most formidable double act in world military firepower history against the Iranians, it's a no contest. What they hadn't factored in, and I think this is where the miscalculation has come, is the double-pronged strategy of the Iranians of effectively shutting down the Strait of Hormuz to those that didn't want to have access through it, and simultaneously attacking their neighboring Gulf states in a way that has seriously imperiled the mission statement future business plan of come and live in Dubai, come and live in Qatar, come and live in Riyadh, and it's safe and it's fun and it's sunny and everything else. Suddenly there are bombs going off in hotels, bombs going off at the Dubai airport and so on. You're seeing a lot of expats leave, you're seeing a lot of tourists stay away. This double-pronged sort of economic strategy that they've waged has been undeniably quite effective and probably more effective than Trump calculated.
I think that is probably the most generous assessment you can offer for Trump, that it was just a miscalculation. The reporting is supporting that, by the way, that he was advised that the Strait of Hormuz was going to be the Iranian regime's target of
the Ayatollah. Why? Because they're saying he's gay. I don't know.
Choice to put the squeeze on Trump domestically, and he overrode his advisors and said, "No, I'm not worried about it. We'll open it back up, and they're probably not going to close it in time anyway." And the rest of the country, the rest of the world, quite frankly, is paying the price for his thoughtlessness. And speaking of thoughtlessness, Never Trump Republican George Conway pops on this panel to talk about how incredibly stupid Donald Trump is. And I think it's worth pointing out.
Very near future, but I will say this. He doesn't know what he's doing. Wow. He can't explain what he's doing. We've heard so many different rationales about how long the war is going to last, what the purpose of the war is. I mean, this is a man, remember, whose own Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, called him an effing idiot. A moron, I'm sorry, effing moron. I got to get my words correct. His own national security advisor, John Bolton, called him a laughing fool. He's a man who had to, they had to explain to him the difference between the Balkans and the Baltics. His own chief of staff during his first term, General Kelly, had to explain the significance of Pearl Harbor as they were flying into Hickam Air Force Base. He thought they had to explain to him a couple of times that Ireland is not part of the United Kingdom. My daughter, when she was in 4th grade, won a geography bee where she beat 7th and 8th graders, and she knew.
Look at how fucking mad Michael Knowles is right now. Look at his fucking face. He is so fuming. He's so pissed.
She knew more geography than Donald Trump did during his first term, and probably still does. And
let me tell you something.
I mean, this man has no idea what he's doing.
It's a good point. I mean, the number of
Piers isn't happy about it either.
People who work directly for Trump who have gone on the record to say he's really stupid. We've never seen any president experience that before, Democrat or Republican. Donald Trump is objectively a dumb person. He is dumber than Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, and yes, I would say President Bush as well. He's just a very stupid person. Yes, has his own charisma, his own low cunning when it comes to like image politics, but he's not a guy who substantively grasps policy, and he would lose any debate or conversation about substantive policy to any serious politician. He's a very stupid person. Now,
Scotland is part of the
I want to close with this one last clip, which is, again, Piers making the case to the Trump supporters on the panel.
More and more times want to shrink the tax base. 0% taxes, like this idea is just taking home that our economy can be propped up on taxing the wealthy alone. That is so stupid. We already have that under a certain amount. That's such a stupid thing.
Panel that Trump is in serious jeopardy for the midterms.
I can tell you. Shabos, how do you think this is all going to play out here? Because it seems to me, as Michael said, unbelievably high stakes for Trump.
There's no way
because the midterms.
There's no way that would actually pass, though. There's no shot, right? Like same thing with Kamala with the capital gains tax. There's no fucking shot.
Fast, we're nearly in the middle of March here now. Then you're 6 months away from the midterm elections. He was already likely to lose the House. big rumblings now he may lose the Senate because of this, and then he becomes pretty powerless. I mean, he got the power of executive orders, but you know what will happen if he loses control of Congress is the Democrats will come with everything they've got to impeach him again. He'll be swallowed up in all that legalese again. And, you know, pretty much his effectiveness to run the country properly, as he would like to do it, disappears. So the stakes here are huge.
Did that actually go through? Is it gonna pass the House? It's gonna pass the House, isn't it? At least they'll still be able to buy apartments. Fuck.
Huge. If come June, July, this is still going on, and it's really hitting home.
And from the
with
president?
inflation.
Wait, wasn't that his fucking idea?
On food prices and so on, and at the gas pump and so on. I think that this will, in the end, turn out to have been a massive mistake by Trump. Conversely,
agreed that I do think that's the case, and I would argue at this point that because Piers, goes on to say, well, if it works out, it works out.
When it goes to the House, as the debate starts happening, we'll take a deep dive into it, maybe, Rooney.
I think at this point, I mean, the Trump Energy Department is saying that the gas prices in this country will not return to pre-Iran war levels until mid-2027 at the earliest. That's coming from the Trump administration. So, folks, there you have it. Piers Morgan is stunned by the stupidity of Donald Trump vis-a-vis his war on Iran, which is causing mass.
Okay, what's this?
What have I said for a while now? Everyone fights. Any movement has infighting. The left, liberals have clashed with each other. It'll get heated. You're a fraud. Oh, you probably just want Trump to win. You don't even care about what you're fighting for. You're a grifter, right? And those cuts can cut deep. But no one fights as dirty as MAGA influencers. There's just nothing like it. They get down low to the point where the guy you're seeing on screen there, who's on the pro-war.
I would imagine Washington Republicans are more like traditional Republicans and conservatives and less MAGA, right? Or no?
Trump loyalist side is clashing with the anti-Iran war, still kind of Trump fans, but critical of some of his decisions. And all of them are insane. Okay. Obviously, I'm opposed to us being at war with Iran.
That's so interesting.
And the people within the MAGA movement who agree to that, many of them are still insane. Okay, so I just want to... But the clash has gone nuclear, or maybe better said, has gone micro, which is a micro penis allegation being made. And that's something. And I just want to say as a caveat, and then I'll break down all this for you. And then Trump comes out and he's like, no. I'll explain in a second. None of what's going to be said in this segment is meant to mock or belittle our micro penis viewers or community. That is not a decision you make, but sometimes people level that, right, allegation or that statement in a way to degrade. And I don't stand for it. Okay, I just don't. But I do want to review, and we probably will laugh at how petty this fight got. So again, the Mark Levin Trump corner, the Tucker Carlson Megyn Kelly corner. Those are the two kind of sides in this clash, and there's a lot more people in either corner. Here's Mark Levin. We don't talk about him a ton, just to remind you about who he is.
Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump, who's facing the same kind of ugly internal forces as Roosevelt did, who's facing the same kind of enemy that Jefferson did and Madison did.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Just remember this. This is a righteous war.
Oh my God, bro. This is crazy.
You're hip. Sir.
I can't play too much of that right now. Can't be sure it looks like it. He's personally supervising Iran's entry into Eurovision. That sort of looks like a cross between actual Donald Trump and Shane Ghost Trump. Your name is gonna be on a list. Oh no. Oh my god, this guy is taking it. Oh no, so terrible. Oh no. Oh no, this guy is in denial about a lot of shit. Poor guy, he's naive.
That seeks peace.
Otherwise,
Peace.
classical pro-business
Again.
pro-economic.
Changing slightly the quote from Madison in 1815, peace is better than war, he said. But war is better than nuclear annihilation. He said war is better than enslavement.
Two choices: war, enslavement. You choose. That's kind of. Can I pick option C? Why are you setting me up? What is it in The Office when he says either you do this or you do this? You choose. It's like that. I can never remember it when you just set up absurd options. All right, you give me $10. You give me $20. You choose. It's up to you.
In 1815,
just
hang on. Wow. Iran's new supreme leader survived the Israeli strike that killed his father because he stepped outside the compound for a walk in the garden minutes before the blast, according to a new report. Leaked audio from a meeting about the February 28th strike on Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's compound revealed that his son, the new supreme leader, Mojtaba, how do you fucking pronounce that, was with his father in Tehran when he stepped out to do something. Audio also revealed gruesome details about the strike, with Iran's military chief blown to bits. So all that was left to identify him was a few kilos of flesh. Ooh. Khamenei's son-in-law was also found with his head split in two. As soon as Mojtaba, I don't know how to fucking pronounce that, was away from his father, Israel's spacefaring Blue Sparrow ballistic missiles hit the compound, killing Khamenei and dozens of senior officers and family members, but sparing his successor. God's will, Pepto Bismillah, was that Mojtaba had to go out to the yard to do something and then return. Mazaher Hosseini, head of protocol for Khamenei's office, reportedly told Iranian leaders in a private meeting on March 12th. He was outside and was heading upstairs when they struck the building with a missile. His wife, Ms. Haddad, was martyred instantly. Hosseini maintained that Mojtaba... I need to look this up. Mojtaba. Khamenei. Or Khamenei. Mojtaba. Okay. It's just the way it's written seems very, anglicized, and it just looks like you're pronouncing it wrong. You know what I mean? But there it is, I guess. Mojtaba only suffered a minor injury to his leg, echoing recent reports about the leader's wounds. But isn't he getting flown to Moscow for surgery? More like no Mojtaba. Hosseini also informed Iran's senior clerics and Islamic IRGC commanders that at least 3 missiles were used in the strike on Khamenei's compound. Ooh. Bro, he got toasted. Look at that. Bro, where did he go that he was just chilling? Official also mentioned the state in which the body of Iran military chief Mohammad Shirazi was found after he was killed in the strike. He was blown to pieces. They could find nothing from him. At the end, they found a few kilos of flesh and identified it as his body. Oh, little pink mist. IRGC commander, good. Dude, scum. The leaked audio surfaced amid speculations over Mojtaba's condition. Supreme leader nowhere to be seen since the start of the war, as rumors suggested Mojtaba is far more injured. What is being presented by the state, President Trump speculated that the new leader may not be alive. Yeah, but Trump speculates literally on everything. That doesn't mean anything. A lot of people are saying he's badly disfigured. They're saying he lost his leg, one leg, and he's been hurt very badly. Other people are saying he's dead. Trump told reporters on Monday, "We haven't seen him at all," Trump said, adding that U.S. officials don't know if he's dead or not. Nobody's seen him, which is unusual. Well, yeah, we don't know.
Quickest pause for the video amid all of this chaos. If you do appreciate these updates, please click the subscribe button, click the like button. Both of those are completely free, but subscribe is the most important to support what we do. Back to the video.
Peace is better than war, he said. But war is better than nuclear annihilation. He said war is better than enslavement. War is better than nuclear annihilation. I ask you.
Do dailies now.
I ask you. What do you think Jefferson and Madison would do in these circumstances today?
Bro.
What do you think Franklin Roosevelt?
Bro, you are fucking tripping, making comparisons between Trump and Jefferson and Madison. Like, literally. Okay.
Get him.
I get some good. All right. Our liberty depends on the freedom of the press. It cannot be limited without being lost. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. When people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. I predict future happiness for Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of taking care of them. A Bill of Rights is what the people are entitled to against every government on earth, general or particular, and what no just government should refuse or rest on inference. Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful guy. Okay. Yeah, I had 4 years, no inflation, and Biden, who has no idea where the hell he is, okay? Biden went 2 years with no inflation because he inherited it from me. And then they started spending money like drunken sailors. They were spending on the Green New Scam, the Green New Deal. There's a difference here. Don't fucking compare. Don't make comparisons between that fucking moron and our founding fathers. You sound like an asshole.
Would do in these circumstances today, or Abraham Lincoln, or George Washington, or even Ronald.
I think a lot of those people would be like,
He's got the easiest job of anybody in government. He's got a majority of 2.
It's true,
I don't
neighbor.
like to say 1 because it varies, but between 1, 2, and 3, and
oh my God, hang on.
fuck yeah!
There you go, neighbor.
I think you're the only man that's ever lived that's able to be very happy about it. In fact, when we get up to 3, you know, every once in a while we get up to 3. Actually, for a period of time, we had it up to 4, and then we had a death. And death is very bad when you're the speaker and you have a majority of 2 or 3. But we had a death, and then we had another death, and we had some things, and it's. But we're looking very strong. We had one man who was very ill. It looked like he wasn't going to make it. I don't know. I won't mention his name. Should I? Do other people know his name? Do you want to mention it? He'll be proud. Go ahead, tell him the story.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. President. Congressman Neil Dunn of Florida had some real health challenges, and it was very serious, and had a pretty grim diagnosis. And I mentioned it to the president.
Like, he's like, you gonna mention his name? I'll be really proud. It's like, this guy's fucking dying.
I said, Congressman Dunn is a real champion and a patriot because he's still coming to work. And if
The
others got this
aging
diagnosis,
Trump
they would be apt to go home and
Wait, what's the aging Trump voice?
retire.
And what was the diagnosis?
It was.
What was the oh shit, hang on. What was the diagnosis? What was it?
I mean, I think it was a terminal diagnosis.
It's just a little bit older. No, that's not right.
In public, but yeah, okay. That's, it was grim. That's what I was going to say.
That was not good. Not good. Mike.
This was a heart problem.
Long story short, the president called him to encourage him and thank him, and they had a conversation, and the president mentioned in the course of the conversation, you know how to get my doctors involved, and they did, and within a number of hours, they took him to Walter Reed Emergency Surgery. The man has a new lease on life. He acts like he's 30 years younger, and he walked into the conference meeting, and we thought we'd seen a ghost. And I spoke with him over the weekend, and he's encouraged and thankful, and he thanks the president for his leadership and intervention. And thank you.
He actually called Mike called me and he said, "Sir, we're up by 3, but we're going to lose 1 by June." I said, "Who?" "Neil Dunn. He's a great congressman. Incredible." He called to say that he was terminal, really bad heart. There's nothing they can do. I said, "That's bad." Number 1, it was bad because I liked him. Number 2, it was bad because I needed his vote. But he really said, "Mike, I'm going to last this out for the president and you." And
I said, "That's bad."
I mean, it looks like
because I needed his vote.
However long I live, I'm going to be voting for you. I mean, how many people are going to say that? Most of them are going to say, "Mike, I'm retiring immediately. That's the end."
He's an extraordinary
But
man.
he didn't do that. It really is really impressive. And then I realized I have doctors in the White House. White House doctors are incredible, and they've helped me with the people. They're helping me with people right now. People that are very sick are like they're miracle workers. And I said I have to call them, and I called the 2 doctors. They're both
shit.
And they immediately went over to see the congressman, and he was on the operating table like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
And it was a long operation. They gave him more stents.
She's caught in the early stages, and she's going to remain in her role.
You could possibly have. And they called up. They said,
"They're hanging on to live just to vote for me. That's really amazing. It's because I'm the greatest president since Abraham Lincoln, quite frankly."
He came into a meeting for the first time in a long while. Go ahead.
Well, it was incredible. I mean, he has a new lease on life. He has more energy than a man half his age, and very encouraged and encouraged all of us. So, again, a testament to great leadership. And he's, my hat's off to Neil Dunn and his beautiful wife and family.
He's like, this man has a new lease on life. He's seeming younger than all of us. Thank you, dear leader Trump. May I suck your nuts, please?
He's an extraordinary individual.
He says a testament to great leadership. The doctor's doing a great job. It's a testament to great leadership. Bro, I hate this. I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
Just, because I don't want to have a terrible story about this, I did it for him first.
She just said that she's going to stay on. I don't know, maybe.
Actually, but I did it for the vote second. All right. I want to also
close second.
What is this device? They'd say, "I've never liked artificial intelligence. What's so artificial about it?" I think that's what Washington would say. Oh wait, that was Trump in the modern day.
Reagan, when they didn't have nuclear weapons in Iran, what do you think they would do?
They still don't have nuclear weapons in Iran, so there's that. Well, then he's been clashing for a while at Megyn Kelly and him have been beefing, and him and Tucker Carlson. And Mark Levin says, "Poor Megyn Kelly, an emotionally unhinged, lewd, and petulant wreck. She's completely revealed and destroyed herself. She's everything people say she is, but much worse. Never an intelligent, thoughtful, or substantive comment. Utterly toxic." To which Megyn Kelly said, "Micro penis Mark thinks he has the monopoly on lewd. He tweets about me obsessively in the crudest, nastiest terms possible. literally more than some stalkers I've had arrested. He doesn't like it when women like me fight back because of his micro penis. I love how she...
Everything computer is good.
This is so wild. I love how she starts with micro penis Mark, and then at the end she's like, don't forget, I'm saying he has a micro penis. She circles back. He is a micro penis Mark is a terrible guy, and he's really mean, and no one likes him. Again, because of his micro penis. Okay, so there's that. So then Marjorie Taylor Greene jumps in and is like, hey, hell yeah, I wholeheartedly support, I don't know what word I just said there, wholeheartedly, Megyn Kelly telling the world that Mark Levin has a micro penis. And it's the most deserved insult, and I don't care if it's vulgar. And Trump's gigantic defense of Levin only enraged the base more. People are done. MAGA destroyed by micro penis Mark Levin. So why are they all saying it like he definitely does and it's confirmed? I don't know. Like, it's one thing to go, oh, micro penis Mark, meaning like, oh, you have a little penis, in a sort of kids in middle school insulting each other in a childish way. I don't understand why Marjorie goes,
Like
I support her sharing with the
Fuck
public
off.
that Mark Levin has a micro penis. But then... So then there's an op-ed, right?
Where the hell
The
is
Mark
this?
Levin question: does he really have a micro penis, or just act like it?
Is this where they filmed?
So then, this quote I could not get
The
over.
Star
This
Wars?
is, on its face, an extremely serious allegation. It also presents an obvious methodological
Scotland?
problem. The only way to confirm
Yeah,
such a claim
neighboring
would
it
involve
is.
circumstances so deeply troubling that they would likely require both law enforcement and several very uncomfortable depositions. So this op-ed jumps in and goes, Mark, drop your trousers. Let's settle this.
I feel like this was
and
in
take it as a serious thing. Absent such evidence, thankfully, responsible observers must rely on circumstantial indicators. Fortunately, modern political broadcasters offers a rich data set. So, yes, is Megyn Kelly and Marjorie Greene and whoever else being completely childish, and this does not add to a substantive discussion of why it's so dangerous and
It's in China?
incompetent the way the Trump administration is managing the Iran war? Yes. Is it also the case that Mark Levin is a really unhinged figure? Do you remember when we covered him ranting about Trump's indictments and he was like near tears screaming about how Trump is the biggest victim in the world? It's like, we don't need to take him seriously.
This looks like Ahch-To, where the Jedi temple was in The Last Jedi and the end of The Force Awakens, which I thought was in Scotland, but I'm not sure. And look, he's wearing a jacket like it's cold. Is it these? No. Maybe? There's a lot of mountains off in the distance. Ugh. I don't know. Could be Denmark. I don't know. I feel like it's Northern Europe. Feels like there's a lot of mountains around. Oh. Okay, there's big cliffs here. Right? I'm thinking like should be more green now.
Either. But that's what's so fun about this is that they get so I've never like imagine which this would never happen because bestie alert, but imagine I was beefing with David Pakman and then he's like, Luke has a microphone. Like you could never even imagine that. It just doesn't happen in left-wing infighting. So then we don't know if it's because Trump heard that this was going around and he's thinking, whoa. Let's not attack people for having microbeads. He said, Mark Levin, a truly great American patriot, is somewhat under siege by other people with far less intellect, capability, and love for our country. Mark is tough, strong, hard, and brilliant, hence the nickname The Great One, conceived by our MAGA friend, the wonderful Sean Hannity. After years of dealing with Mark in legal, media, and other capacities. So again, Trump does not comment on the allegation here, but it's just the timing is funny that as this is erupting, he's like, he's like, actually Mark's a great guy. It's just a weird timing for him to jump in on it. So we don't know what the other capacities are that would give Hannity insight on this. But Mark would often do Sean's show speaking as a lawyer, and Sean realized then, as did others, that he was special. He was special. Okay. Mark Levin, to which Megyn Kelly's like, yeah, I told you how special he is. Mark Levin was not looking to do television, radio, or anything else, but he was drafted by very smart people and understood that there are very few people like him. He's a true conservative, blah. He's great, and he's wonderful, and God bless everything because he loves my war. But one thing that's a little bit notable is that he said stuff like, when you hear others unfairly attack Mark, remember that they're jealous and angry human beings. He won't name them. It's so weird. I mean, he did name Tucker when he said, Tucker's not MAGA, he's a fraud or whatever. But in this post, he won't actually name who's attacking Mark Levin. So I will not tell you what's in this image, but Ron Filipkowski said, understandable that Trump would fire off a late night rant defending Mark Levin after Megyn Kelly said Levin had, can we just call it an MP? An MP. And then I'll just tell you, actually, podcast listeners, do you remember when Stormy Daniels, the person who Trump cheated with while Melania was home with a newborn child, Trump's newborn child? Stormy Daniels went on Kimmel one time, and Kimmel put up different mushroom sizes and asked if Stormy Daniels would pick one, if you catch my drift. So then I guess Ron Filipkowski's insinuation is that Trump, is defensive of Levin for that particular allegation. This led to people such as Megyn Kelly saying that Mark Levin had gone to Daddy and had said, Daddy, meaning Trump, defend me. They're saying I have an MP. And so then Mark responded to that saying, no, I did not speak to the president about releasing any statement. These reprobates have nothing but lies and conspiracies and hate, and they, the more they talk and post, the more people have had enough of them. They will eventually dry up and blow away like those who've come before them. Yeah, I mean, Mark, you can't really call people out for being too hateful. If you want to defend your stance, defend it. But like, you're insane on social media, as are some of the other people in the story. But you'll go around and just anytime people say things you don't like, U.S. citizens, you'll be like, deport, which is very hateful, you understand. So you're not really great at representing a non-hateful articulation of your stance, I would just say. Now, then people on the Levin side, you keep track, this is drama, okay? And you're here for it, but keep track with it. So now people on the pro-Levin side, the MP community,
I don't know, I'm guessing,
went and found an old Megyn Kelly podcast where she was upset with
Gibraltar,
Cardi B for being vulgar. So I guess they're saying she's a hypocrite because, she was mad at Cardi B for being vulgar, but now she's talking about the MP of Levin.
But she's crass. I mean, she's really crass in the way she talks about, and we're supposed to think it's empowerment. I've really tried to think about it. Like, I don't feel empowered when I see that dance routine or I listen to that song. I feel grossed out. I feel like, all right, this is so crass and so, it just blew it makes me uncomfortable.
Cardi B, you are now in a position of privilege. You know that living a life like that doesn't make you happy. You're not happy. You have a husband that openly cheats on you. You know, you're filing for divorce, not filing for divorce. You don't feel secure in your own home. You've talked about that multiple times. And guess what? That's a dead-end career when you have to be more perversive than the last time. There's really only so perverse you can be. There's only so many, aside from being fully naked next time, right? I think she was in a thong and a bra. Try just being talented and not being controversial and perversive.
So yeah, I mean, obviously Cardi B songs get pretty raunchy, but you can't deny the talent. Let's not do a talent thing, because I'm bopping when I hear those songs. I'm bopping. Those are one of those that, like, you're kind of having a bad morning and you need to feel like like a baddie, right? We all have those moments. Sometimes you got to feel like a baddie. You put that on and you're like, hey, up. Then it's up. I'm up. I'm waking up, right? It gets you, So there's talent there. If you want to take issue with the shaking or the lack of clothing, I guess. But what are we doing hello? That's life now. If you're not shaking, you're not making. That's what I say. I think I shook it one time on the show. This is how you make your way these days. No, I'm kidding. No. So it's funny it is kind of funny for her to be like, she's so vulgar, but then she's being vulgar. But I don't actually think those connect a ton, because Megyn Kelly would have to do a lot more to emulate what it was being brought up there, which again is artistically art. Do art if you want to do art in whatever way you'd like. Now, then Tucker jumps in and is like, hey, the DOJ is preparing to arrest me because I've been texting with Iranians, I guess is his argument. And so he's accusing the Trump administration of like spying on him and preparing to arrest him for being a foreign agent, which he says that he's not. He didn't, in the video I saw, provide evidence, but that is his allegation, that he's learned that they're maybe building a case and they have access to his texts with Iranian officials. Then Marjorie Greene is very upset.
This is absolutely absurd, and it's 100% a betrayal to what MAGA was supposed to be when we voted in 2024, and it's turned into some perverted, deranged version of MAGA now that nobody wants. And a lot of people are just like, this doesn't make sense. And I'll go further, Pamela. We love our military, and God bless the men and women serving, and we love their families, and we do not want to see flag-draped coffins coming home in a war that does nothing for our own homeland. And then I want to add on something else. How insulting is it to Americans that the GOP can't even fund Homeland Security right now, our own government that protects our own homeland, while they're waging some war like 6,800 miles away in a country that none of us have ever been to, against a foreign people that none of us know, killing many of these people, even to the point of killing their children. It's just absolutely absurd.
Yeah, so I think we've already examined the arguments, and I've obviously laid out mine, and I agree with what she's saying there in a rare case. But I think now it's more interesting to examine why, and this is the answer. Why is this self-destructing so much? Because I guess there was genuine infighting within the left during Biden's administration. There really was. But this feels like a complete and total collapse of a movement, as opposed to a tension within a movement. Like, aside from some examples, for the most part, the people fighting going into the 2024 election within the Democratic Party mostly still agreed on major principles. I don't really know now what MAGA agrees on. Like, what is the major principle in between a Marjorie, a Megyn Kelly, a Tucker, a Candace, a Mark Levin, a Sean Hannity? Across the media spectrum, I don't really know what is uniting all of them anymore. And it just feels like it's all crumbling down. And that makes sense. And that was predictable. When your movement is not based on actual coherent policy principles. Of course. When it's initially a cult of personality based on grievances, but lacking solutions. If it's just grievances and a demagogue and scapegoating, that's gonna rally some people.
Why does it look
and
like
you
Epstein?
can point at, in some cases, real economic problems, and you can have a bunch of grievances, and you can build this coalition. And that's really doable when you're outside of power. Once you're in power, that type of movement is a house of cards, and it's gonna collapse because the governing relies on actual substantive policy principles, and that is not something MAGA has, which is why it's falling apart. Meanwhile, one of the people who's still loyal to Trump decided she was going to India, despite her saying heinous things about Indians. And I'll first show you her saying, you know, she feels sort of responsible for Trump turning on a lot of the MAGA influencers because she'll go to him. Laura Loomer is like a close advisor of Trump sometimes, and tell him who's being disloyal in public to him. So I'll show you that, and I'll show you her getting confronted over her past racist remarks.
Well, look, I consider myself to be a Trump loyalist, and one of the things that makes our friendship and our relationship so unique is that I feel that the president can trust me to always give him advice on who's being loyal and who's being disloyal, and I spent a lot of time as an investigative reporter doing research into...
Investigative reporter. You look on X. That's it. That's it. You look on X. That's what your investigative reporting is.
Investigative reporter doing research into people who work in the administration who may be undermining his agenda or undermining the America First agenda. And, you know, we talk about a lot of different things, but anytime I speak to the president, it's constructive. I'm giving him information that is going to be beneficial to him, helping him identify bad actors in the country, bad actors in his administration, informing him of people who are bad-mouthing him, and also making him aware of issues pertinent to the base.
So she's at some conference in India. I didn't see many clips other than that one, because it should concern everyone that she is a close advisor to Trump, given the person that she is and what she has said. And then to hear her, this is so embarrassing. People who go, yeah, my job is essentially being loyal to the president and telling him who's being disloyal. That's not what governing is supposed to be. It's not just supposed to be a game of how loyal to the leader are you. But that's how she sees her role. She takes credit for telling Trump that Tucker has been bad-mouthing him. And so then that's why Trump unleashed on Tucker. But this was the real viral moment where she's at this conference in India and a brave guy gets up to the mic and says, what the heck are we doing here listening to you? You've said heinous, heinous things about Indians, and just in general, you've been racist and Islamophobic and all that. And remember that Laura Loomer is the person who tweeted out before the election that if Kamala wins, the White House will, she doesn't want it because the White House will smell like curry. That's who Laura Loomer is.
You made a statement. If Kamala Harris wins, the White House will smell like curry, and speeches will be facilitated via a call center. You then went on to say our country was built by white Europeans, not third world invaders from India. I think you should do more than just express regret. From what I can see, you're brazenly racist and Islamophobic. And I'm sorry to say that we have Atiti Devo Bhava in this country where we welcome all, but your comments smack of anti-Indianism, worse still, Islamophobia, and even worse, racism, which has no place, ma'am, in today's world. So get real, ma'am. Sorry to say that, but that comments are unacceptable to me as an Indian and as a world citizen.
Yep, that's what she deserves to have said to her. And then finally, we'll look at J.D. Vance, who's asked, there's reporting that behind the scenes you have...
What the hell happened to J.D.?
...philosophical differences with Trump. Is that true? Why aren't you doing a very good job of passionately defending your boss's choice to go to war in Iran? What's going on?
What we're doing. Mr. Vice President, the president said earlier this week that you had a philosophical difference than him, that you were less enthusiastic on the onset of this war. Is that true, and what is your opinion of how it's going?
Well, I think you guys, again, I answered this question earlier. I'm sorry about that, Taylor. You asked this question earlier.
when you're thinking about a major decision like this, the way the president makes these decisions is he talks to a lot of people. Obviously, we're thinking about various ins and outs, various options, what this looks like, how to accomplish our goals, what our goals should be. And I think it's important for the President of the United States to be able to have that conversation with his team without his team then running their mouth to the American media. So part of what makes our national security team so cohesive is that we all trust each other, that we all have a very free exchange of ideas. I'd like to keep that going. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Okay, so that gave us nothing. That gave us absolutely nothing about his insights, except for to essentially admit that indeed he disagrees with Trump on this decision, which when even your vice president can't defend it, you know it's a bad decision. You'd think J.D. Vance, who I just want to say to him, now that he's going to hear this, but you know you have to just rely on however Americans feel about Trump. That's it. You're not going to get to play a game where you take what you perceive as the popular elements of what he's done or what he ran on and then merge that with, but I wasn't exactly with him on this or that. You decided to hitch your wagon to him, and now you're going to have to let him drag you wherever he goes, probably off a cliff.
Like
Vance is living in a delusional world where he thinks that he'll be able to kind of be quiet on some things and then emerge, and I'm the VP that everyone actually loves, and I'm going to be president now. But in reality, Americans are just going to see him as running for a third Trump term, and he'll be judged on that basis, which
This is Democracy Watch. Mark, we have a major rift that's erupted between Donald Trump and the Supreme Court over the most mind-numbing reason that you could have imagined. So I'm going to put a link to Donald Trump's Truth Social, one of his latest Truth Social screeds right here on the screen. He wrote in part, the Supreme Court wouldn't even call out the rigged presidential election of 2020 because they said that I, as President of the United States, did not have standing to challenge it. And now, with time, it has conclusively proven to be stolen. And look what happened to our wonderful nation by allowing a grossly incompetent man, Sleepy Joe Biden, to be our president. This completely inept and embarrassing court was not what the Supreme Court of the United States was set up by our wonderful founders to be. So I want to talk about the first part of what I read, which was this idea that the Supreme Court didn't overturn the election in blind deference to Trump, and this new idea that somehow there is conclusive proof all of a sudden that the election was stolen. So can I have your reaction to that?
This man's not well. I mean, virtually nothing he said there or wrote there makes any sense. I mean, to say it's a lie really, gives lies a bad name, because it's hard to even call it a lie because it makes so little sense. So let's just start with the beginning, I guess, which is not even the beginning of the social media post, because this thing starts at a level 11 and goes up to 19.
It started like 700 words earlier, but I tried to glean the important part.
Correct. But Donald Trump did not win the election in 2020. He lost the election in 2020. And that is the conclusion of not one case in the Supreme Court, not, a handful of cases here or there. That's the conclusion of the states themselves. That is the conclusion of the 64 courts that heard these cases and rejected 63 of them. I was proud to be one of the leaders of the litigation effort that handed Donald Trump and his allies those defeats. That was also the conclusion, by the way, of Congress when they accepted the results.
90s?
That was the findings of several recounts that took place and governors that certified elections. So that's just a lie. The second part, that somehow the Supreme Court refused to overturn the election because Donald Trump didn't have standing as president. First of all, Donald Trump didn't seek to challenge the results as president. He sought to challenge the results as a candidate. A small point, but a point worth making. But it wasn't, the Supreme Court never said we were going to rule in your favor, except you don't have standing. I don't even know which case he is referring to as the one that he thinks he would have won, but for standing. I mean, the petition filed directly in the U.S.
Didn't he just post something to his channel 14 hours ago?
Supreme Court, which I assume is what he's talking about, was actually filed by the state of Texas.
Yep. To invalidate the results in 4 other states, if I'm not mistaken. It was like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, and was that the case? That okay?
That's the case. So like maybe Donald Trump's just like, well, that was mine because I put him up to it, which by the way is probably true. But so that's sort of the second thing here. But the third, which is just, the craziest of all, is that somehow he has been vindicated, that somehow since then we have now all come to the conclusion that he was wronged. That is not true. No one has come to the conclusion that he is wronged except him and his MAGA supporters. So sure, Donald Trump continues to say that he won the election, but he didn't. His faithful say that he won the election, but he didn't. His cabinet, who are all now wearing ill-fitting shoes because Donald Trump picks out the shoes that they are to wear, and then they have to wear them, even though they're clownishly large and don't fit them. They have to wear those shoes. So compared to telling a lie about 2020, the shoes are like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
But everything he's saying is just a lie, and we all need to be insistent that it's a lie and call it out. And that's why, you need to make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because Brian and I, we bring to you this information about what Donald Trump is up to because it's indicative of what he's going to try to do in 2026.
And by the way, to that end, as you just mentioned, you were one of the leaders in these 64 cases that Donald Trump tried to bring forward to overturn the 2020 election. So for those looking to support the invaluable work that Mark is doing on the front lines in the courts where it matters most, a small step that everybody can take right now to support his work is to subscribe to Democracy Docket, which is the news outlet Mark founded to focus on everything voting in elections. Again, a small step to not only elevate his voice in this ecosystem, but support his work as he continues to fight against Donald Trump's extrajudicial attempts to overturn our democracy. Mark, to that end, I'm reading Donald Trump's post here about the 2020 election, and I think on its face, it struck me as a little bizarre that he's going, taking all these steps to basically relitigate something that happened 6 years ago. But in fact, I don't necessarily think this is about 2020, although, his bruised ego is certainly enough to drive him most of the time. But we've seen so many instances of Trump trying to claim that the election was fraudulent. We heard him recently, like within the last few weeks, say that China had interfered in the 2020 election, that Iran had interfered in the 2020 election. So he brings this up on a near daily basis right now. This is happening at the same time Trump is trying to pass the SAVE Act in Congress. And so can you talk about why he might be so hell-bent on trying to prove or reprove right now that the 2020 election was stolen as a pretext to help him as we head toward 2026?
Yeah, Donald Trump knows he is unpopular. I mean, he can deny it. He can say that the polls are all fake. But look, the people around him, they know how to read a poll. And there's not just one poll that says Donald Trump's unpopular. Every poll says that Donald Trump is unpopular. And he can say gasoline prices are falling, but all anyone has to do is drive down the road and look at gasoline prices and see that they are rising. And the same with, other prices as well, and the economy. And obviously he has gotten us into the middle of a war in the Middle East that he doesn't seem to have much of a plan for. So Donald Trump knows that he is not right now set up in a strong position politically. And what that means is that Republicans are going to lose control of Congress this fall. Like it is, if the elections are held today, not only would Republicans lose control of the House, they would lose control of the House in a landslide. My guess is it would probably be a 30 to 40 seat Democratic majority. Okay, that tells you how unpopular right now Donald Trump and the Republicans are. I think if the election were held today, Democrats would take control of the Senate, okay? And that's a body that until recently nobody even thought was in play. So Donald Trump understands the political predicament he finds himself in, and he fears it. He fears that Democrats will take control of Congress, and that means that they will investigate him and his cronies for looting the government, for all of the corrupt business deals, for all the crazy actions they've taken with private companies, and also will hold them accountable for their official acts and for the way in which they rampage through American cities and terrorize U.S. citizens and like. So Donald Trump doesn't want that, and he really, really fears that he's going to get impeached again. like, because he finds that humiliating that he has already been impeached twice, and it would be, even more humiliating for him to be impeached yet again in his second term. So he's going to pull out all the stops to try to rig the 2026 election. It began with his efforts to rig the maps in Texas. Remember that? It wasn't that long ago, but that was his first plan. When that didn't succeed, he had the Department of Justice try to get access to the most sensitive voting information that states collect, individual information about all of you watching this. My law firm and I, we're fighting to keep your data safe in 30 states and the District of Columbia. So that was kind of his next thing. Then we saw the raids on Fulton County and the subpoena to Maricopa. That is not just about 2020. That's about a dry run for 2026 in case he needs to do that. He has said that Republicans need to take control of the voting. He has said that he believes the states act as his agents. Now, that's not true, but it is a window into his mindset. So when he posts this stuff about 2020, it is not just about 2020. It is about laying the groundwork to get his supporters ready to do what they need to do, whatever that is, to prevent Democrats from winning free and fair elections. That means trying to suppress the vote, trying to subvert the outcome. And as we saw after the 2020 election with January 6th, it could be even more.
So can you talk about the viability of the Save America Act as it works its way through Congress right now? Obviously, there are major implications for the filibuster, for the fact that this doesn't have the requisite 60 votes to pass, but that still isn't stopping Donald Trump from applying pressure. So can you talk about its viability right now?
Yeah. So look, the SAVE Act, or what it's now called the Save America Act, is not going to pass the Senate. It doesn't have 60 votes. It's not even clear how many votes it has above 50. I mean, Susan Collins was the 50th co-signer of it, and we haven't seen anyone else sign on since then. And there's strong reason to believe that you may not get a Lisa Murkowski who's come out against it. You might not get a Mitch McConnell who has sort of come out against it. And you may not get Senator Curtis from Utah, right? So just to name a few, like it may not be that, and that's before you get to Tom Tillis in North Carolina. So it may not be that they even have like 50 votes, but they're not going to have 60 votes. So John Thune right now has his conference set to do a bunch of kabuki theater. They're going to, give fiery speeches on the Senate floor to the C-SPAN cameras. They'll send those clips out on social media. They'll make up false claims. They'll spread disinformation. But at the end of the day, Brian, it's not going to pass the Senate. And by the way, there are increasing rumors in Washington, D.C. that if they did pass it and sent it back to the House, because of course Donald Trump wants to add additional provisions like banning mail-in voting, it doesn't have the votes in the House. So I think Republicans in the House and Senate actually just want this bill to go away, but they can't let it go away because Donald Trump won't let them, and they are spineless. They are just doormats for him. So they're going to have to go through this theater, but in the end, it's not going to pass. But here's the thing. No one can then say the problem is solved because Donald Trump will issue a new executive order. Donald Trump will have his Department of Justice file new lawsuits. He may send federal paramilitary to disrupt elections. He may try to seize more ballots. Like we're at the beginning of this fight, not the end.
Mark, concurrent with that is this idea that the administration may be working to send members of the military or even law enforcement agents, ICE agents, to the polls. Now, you've spoken about the fact that the DNC has sued the Trump administration to try and get some visibility into this stuff through a FOIA request to compel them to release any ongoing plans that they have to send members of the military to the polls. Can you speak on that effort?
Yeah, so look, this is an important lawsuit filed by the Democratic National Committee to just ask the question, send us whatever information you have about, deploying the military or other federal law enforcement around the polls. Send us that information. Now, interestingly, the administration did not respond by saying there is no such information, right? They didn't say nothing to see here because there's nothing to see here. Instead, they refused to produce. So the DNC has sued to force the various agencies that they FOIA'd to provide this information. And look, if Republicans have a plan to seize ballots, or they have a plan to station the military around polls, or to have ICE disrupt, election day or whatever, the American people have a right to know that, right? I mean, this is your tax dollars, and you do not pay that money so that Donald Trump can misuse the powers of the presidency and misuse federal law enforcement to rig an election in favor of his party. So, look, this is an important lawsuit. It's one of a lot of lawsuits that are going on right now. It's one of the reasons, look, I started Democracy Docket in 2020 to keep everyone informed about all of this as litigation flies from one end of the country to the other and from north to south. Like, you're just going to have to be paying attention to everything happening in court. And so that's why I'm glad that Brian and I have this partnership. We do these videos and you subscribe here. Hopefully you subscribe to our newsletter, because this really is one of the best resources on really what is the most important political story of the year, which is Donald Trump's effort to subvert elections.
And finally, to that end, I want to finish off with this, because we've spoken about, Trump's insistence on lying, on trying to pressure the Supreme Court, on leaning on Congress to pass the SAVE Act, the White House working behind the scenes to deploy the military to polls. So there's a lot of moving pieces here. What do you tell people who see all of this stuff happening, feel a sense of despair or hopelessness because there are so many, there's such a concerted, wide-ranging, and systemic effort by the hands of the Trump administration to undermine a free and fair election, who just don't have faith that we're going to be able to overcome these forces? What do you say to them to instill a bit of hope?
Look, Donald Trump wants you to give up. I mean, Donald Trump's best plan is that you read about exactly all this, what he wants. You think Donald Trump will get away with it.
Yeah.
Right. So don't give in to the cynics. Don't give in to the pessimists. Right. We describe these things for you, not to have you lose hope, but rather for you to gain perspective and take action. So look, Brian and I are regularly talking about what it is we can do. So you can start by right now calling your member of Senate. So you can start right now by calling your U.S. senators, right? They're debating the SAVE Act, whether they're Democrats or Republicans. No senator, will turn away constituents who have who call them. So register your approval for what Democrats are doing in fighting the SAVE Act, and tell Republicans you will remember at the polling place to hold them accountable if they vote for the SAVE Act. So that's something we can all do. Now, look, me and my law firm will be fighting in court. Brian and I, are trying to reach as many people as possible to spread this word. So the other thing I'd ask you to do is share this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video, leave a comment, like it, right? I mean, promote content from independent outlets that are helping keep you informed, and make sure that other people are informed as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because if we're all informed, we're going to beat Donald Trump, and we're going to beat him in court.
We're going to beat him
in the court of public opinion, and we'll beat him at the ballot.
We'll beat him in the court of public opinion.
But all of us have to do our part, and so those are just some simple things you can do.
Perfect place to leave off. And again, that right there is exactly why Mark's voice needs to be elevated in this ecosystem. So if you are not yet subscribed to Democracy Docket, I'm going to put that link right here on the screen, and also in the post description of this video. Please do yourself a favor. You will not regret.
All right. We're going to take a quick fun break, and then we'll Tiny posted a video earlier that looks interesting, so we'll watch that.
It's a game, man. That's because it's old. You're not a boy anymore. You're old, like me. Any of you guys that tune into my Garbage Time Card channel and you wonder, how did me and James meet, mate? We've been mates for like 10 years. It's called Vintage Vidgy Games. Old games, mate. I love it. Well, just like my taste in cars tends to be on the dumpier side, mate. And it's the same with electronics. And I'm always looking for bootleg rubbish. And oh my goodness, this was just... I wonder if this actually is from the 80s, because that is done in pencil. It's the 78. Don't tell me this is their 78th go at this. I'd hate to try one. Now, you've all read the title, and you're looking at 3-in-1 interchangeable game. You're saying, you're a liar, and I'm going to unsubscribe. No one in their whole life would come up with the title of this video. Will you sit down right now, mate? Because there it is. The interchangeable game child. Isn't it wonderful? I mean, do you get it now? It's not Game Boy. No, this is Game Child. It's all over the box. I like how they've used 2 blues, which make it hard to read. I think all this video is going to do is bring out how many Ashens fans there are. All right, we're getting close to busting this nug out, mate, but there's an epic thing about this, mate. This thing is a double bootleg. Right? Because remember those Tiger handheld games that I did where it's like, that's the lowest tier console experience I could ever imagine. How could this be an actual thing? Well, those were official ones. This is a knockoff Tiger in a knockoff Game Boy chassis. The double bootleg, the interchangeable game child. Ooh, there's more. Hey, the other version is called the Cook. Yeah, look, these are horrible. These really do suck. Invader. Wow, man, it features 2 levels of gameplay. Automatic scoring and bonus display and clock function. So basically, it's in competition with your kitchen clock and a pencil. Oh. There's no sad onions on it. All right, here we go. This is exciting. I've been meaning to open this for a long time. Give me my game child. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, no. Does this need button boys? Ooh, we're in big trouble. Oh, awesome. We got Invader. Wait, they spelled it right there. Invader. Invader. Duh. You gave me the wrong one, mate. Oh, jeez. Comes with a business spreadsheet. Are you kidding me? I don't even wanna. Oh, mate. This battery situ is really worrying me. I do have a stash of button boys just in case, and gosh, I'm hoping it's one of them. Oh, lovely. Ew, it's already got one. Oh, well, hang on. Dingus, this is the only one I can find. Stinking button cell battery, like, oh, nuggety things, man. Like, this could just be a AAA. All right, like, how... Is it the same roundness? Looks like it's very slightly thinner. Oh, it's so close. I'm just gonna smash it home. Please work. Please, game child. Game child! Yes! Oh, does it just go in and I can like pretend that everything's fine? The answer is not. No, this is easy. This is so easy. Oh man, we're gonna be game childing for minutes. Oh man, my dressmaker scissors got left out and they're spraying rust everywhere. Give me a piece of this, mate. Thank you. All right, fold this over itself like a crappy spring. Stick that in there and you smash this idiot home. This is bad. No, come on, game child. What if I just hold my finger? Wait, no, it's jammed in there. So if I just... I have to keep the butt of the screwdriver in the back. Oh, come on. I'm gonna make some tweaks. I'm gonna bend the contact out just a little bit extra. That's it, baby. We got this. I'm getting less and less results by the second. I'm losing control of the game child. This is getting suspicious. This should just work if I just hold it in. Oh my goodness. I need backup. I need help. I need to experience the interchangeable game child. James, I need your assistance. I desperately want to play Submarine, but I've only got a battery that is slightly too thin, but if I push it in there, sometimes it works. I've tried this. I've already tried this. I'm just saying that, so you know we can get that on the record. That James has heard me say that I've already tried this. And as I said, I already told you, I tried this way. Full-blown surgery on the interchangeable game child has begun. Ooh. That's it. That's all the guts.
It's because it's all corroded.
What? You telling me this thing's a piece of crap? I have to play it, James.
See the green on
I need to play this, James. Oh man,
That's the first time he said all he had to do is hold it in.
1,000 grit paper and all. Wait, James has just told me that this is only an LCD, apparently.
I think so. I think it's... Do you want me to open it? Let's have a look.
So all the games are actually stored inside of it?
Yeah, well, it's not. It's one game, and then just the stuff that you move around on the screen changes.
Oh!
Just an LCD screen.
Yeah, so every game is basically the exact same thing, but with different looking things that beep and, like, blop around.
That's it.
Wow, what a piece of rubbish. Can we put it again? I've got to play it now. My game child, James.
I want to see it working too.
This is the nugget graveyard for all the Quack Quack the duck. You're gonna salvage his guts for this.
I reckon.
I haven't thrown away any of the nugs, man. They get put in this metal container. For, like, yes, Quack Quack's soul lives on. Picking the bones of Quack Quack here. Huge battery upgrade, guys. Massive big chungus battery upgrade. Yeah, now we're talking.
Holy shit.
This thing's dying on the operating table. This is going really terribly.
Yeah, whenever I push this button over here, it starts to work for a little bit. I think it's got a bad connection somewhere.
Oh, man. This thing's getting a full overhaul. Oh, wow, James, you're getting right in there now, huh?
Oh, it's because the dye is right there. It doesn't actually have goop over it. That is amazing. I have never seen that before.
You may not be able to hear James and the fans. Normally, it's just like a blob with like the processor underneath it, and that is the raw dye, apparently, like the back of the chip. He's never seen it before. No, James, don't touch it. Just leave it. James, I just need to play my game.
Yeah, but I think it's corroded underneath. Look, that's the chip with no covering.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, it's the raw little guy.
That's incredible.
The little
Under
heart of a
you'd be able to
nugget.
see what the different parts of the CPU and all the RAM and everything.
James is now resoldering every connection point. I must play my game. This thing's anything less than PS5 graphics, I'm gonna be furious. It woke up!
Just when I resoldered this one.
Wow, it's kind of writhing on the operating table. Be careful with the little boy's corpse now.
Yeah, it's working.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
That's impressive.
We're gaming tonight. Oh, what an epic bit of surgery, right? Just every single contact on the board needed fixing. Turns out, yeah, when I was pushing in the battery and it was kind of working, I wasn't making contact with the battery. I was flexing the board and making the contacts work. I told you, James with video games and electronics, mate. Like, go on Sussy's Instagram if you want to see like glimpses of his amazing hoard of games. It's worth it. Oh, I can finally play Submarine. So I meant to catch the people? Ah. This stinks. Oh, this is disappointing, guys. I was hoping this would rival my new PS5. Actually, it might even be better because Sony wouldn't take my payment information. I haven't actually been able to install a single game. Oh, well, maybe only Submarine totally sucks. I mean, we did learn that these are just screens and nothing else. Like, there is no game in this. It's the same game. Just, let's see. What am I? Ooh, the clock's freaking out real bad. Parts of it not loading? Oh! This screen isn't working properly. Game child, I gave up everything for you! Nah, invaders balked. Great. Oh, see how they ruined soccer. Oh, good, it doesn't even fit. Oh, hey, Bimmy! Where's the sound? Like, why not? Why no sound? Oh, good. Yep, I actually think it's balked. It's not actually showing my, my character. So if I push down... Yeah, I'm meant to be a soccer guy jumping around the oh, wait, I thought it almost worked. No.
After everything.
No! Submarine's the only one that works! That is absolute crap. Only Submarine works.
No,
the other games never were even made properly.
No.
Oh, and here I was thinking the interchangeable game child decent. Well, I'm glad I didn't waste James's precious time. Instead of working on like the cars and things, it was to spend all that time, and it was more than I wanted to spend on fixing every solder point for this. To just find that the games aren't even different games and they don't even work. Do you ever get the vibe that you've wasted a lot of your day? I'm getting that vibe right now. Well, I did get to play the game, child. Oh, hang on. Does this actually go back in there? Hang on, let's see. It does! Look at this. It's a kickstand now. I've improved it. That's amazing. No, I'm just going to leave this set up and see how long it runs for because this is a lot more battery than it's supposed to have. You see, it does the clock and an alarm and whatnot. So yeah, I think this might perpetually run for the rest of human history. I don't like the game, child. Well, that's it. Thanks so much for watching.
Fun little break. All right.
Well, Mr. President, with a lot's going on today, I guess you knew about the looks to be a terrorist attack over at Old Dominion University. It looks to be a guy that was in jail. He's a naturalized citizen from Sierra Leone, convicted in 2017 of providing support for ISIS, and then he goes and commits this murder today. What are your thoughts about this?
Holy
Thank God Trump is doing this war right now for us to keep us safe from exactly these types of people.
Well, it's been going on for a long time. It's a disgrace. They're really demented people, and has been going on for a long time. They come into the country, they sneak in. You know, we have a solid border now. We have a border that's 100%. 9 months, nobody coming in.
Zero.
But they came in.
Can we take seriously? We take a moment to respect how impressive that number is.
Not one person has come
not
through.
Not one person. Not even one.
I mean, no one else could do it.
That's crazy, right? You have to give him, unless you're a partisan hack, unless you have TDS, you have to give him credit for that. Dan?
Dan?
What? Sorry, I was across the room. I only heard Dan.
You have to give Trump credit for 0 illegals coming into this country over the last 9 months. 0.
It is impressive.
Thank you.
Not a
That's
single
all I
one.
wanted to hear is 0. Thank you.
Came in a lot through Biden, and they came in through other presidents, frankly, and it's a disgrace. But what we took in over the last 4 years preceding my taking, because we had that border pretty well wrapped up within 3 months, and he could have done the same thing. We took in 25 million people, and many of those people came from bad places. So it's a shame when you hear
Wait, is that true?
people.
Iraq's, or is he getting banned? Somebody said this whole dude's family just got killed by Israel like 3 days prior.
I didn't hear about that at all.
But these things, it's a shame. Very sad.
So then you see the attack in New York City, and 17 or an 18 and 19-year-old decide to make an IED and just throw it towards Gracie Mansion and get a piece of paper and say, yeah, this is about ISIS. So,
I
mean,
know
how
at
do you get
least
into the
one of
mindset
its
of this?
family
How do you stop it?
got
They're
killed by
sick people,
Israel.
and a lot of them were let in here. They shouldn't have been let in. Others are
He's
just
like an
bad. They go bad.
IRGC
Something wrong. There's something wrong here. So the genetics are not exactly.
What?
They're not exactly your genetic. It's one of those problems, right?
Wait, does he mean like
bad genes?
Oh, I thought he was on some race realist. I think he just means they're like Down syndrome or something. What? Okay, I don't even know.
And
Yeah.
it's a terrible thing, and it happens. And it happens too often.
So bringing up to today, there's a lot of Iranians, over 700, over 1,700 came to our border over the 4 years of President Biden. Over 700 are in. You mentioned the other day that you believe you know where the sleeper cells are, these Iranian sleeper cells. If you know where they are, can we start going offensively after them legally?
Well, very carefully. Got to be a little bit careful in a lot of ways. A lot of good people, too. It's like that's the problem. You got a lot of good people, but we're watching them very, very carefully. We have them under watch. Now, when you say that, you say 1,700 could be a lot more than that came in, but nobody knows because you had so many coming through Biden where nobody has any idea where they came from, and nobody was asking where they came from.
I know, and you got the gotaways. Those are the ones who clearly didn't want to get caught, and you just get the back of their heads.
Those are the ones that oftentimes are the worst.
One of the big stories was the concern about Iran having one of those one-way suicide drones somewhere hitting in California. Are you worried about that? And if so, what will we do if that does happen?
I don't worry about it because if you did, you wouldn't be able to function. Okay, so you can't worry. You have to do something, and we watch everything at a level that it's never been watched. Our country has never been watched over like this ever before.
Never.
What Joe Biden did, and it wasn't probably him. I don't think he knew where he was.
What the hell
but
was
what the
going
people surrounding him allowed to happen to our country can never be ever forgotten again. From mental institutions they came, from
insane
drug
asylum.
dealers, and murderers. 11,888 murderers came into our country illegally. They came into our country and they let them in. They didn't even check. What's your name? What's your serial number? Give me a card. Give me
They
something.
didn't even
No
check.
identification, which
Nothing.
hopefully we're going to have to save
They
America.
didn't check
Act, which
anything.
Republicans have to get it done. They all say they don't have the votes. They have to find the votes. That's what leadership's all about. But they came in with no identification, no nothing. They walk into our country. And look, that's why they lost their election in a landslide, frankly. One of the reasons.
But
this guy's a caller. He just wakes up and calls Fox News.
True. You got to admit that the U.S. is doing some pretty crazy shit. We were able to take in like 12,000 murderers, and apparently they all came here and like none of them really murdered. Isn't that kind of crazy? We must have a good rehab program for the murderers all coming into this country. I guess. Jesus.
On the drone attack in California, is that real or is that verified? Did that cross your desk that is a legitimate concern?
Well, the first we heard about it was from Gavin Newsom, the incompetent governor of California.
He told you?
As he said, no, he announced it. It came out from him or his office. That's why we heard it first. He was talking about it. But he has learning disabilities, so...
Oh, my God.
Gavin
I don't know, maybe
Newsom.
he admitted he had learning disabilities. Somebody said, well, what's wrong with that? I said, that's okay, but not for the president.
Right.
President
Too
can't have
retarded to
learning
be
disabilities.
president.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
It's not a good thing.
Well, he did say he couldn't read, which I found astounding.
Couldn't read. That's what he said. He couldn't read. That is what he said. He can't read.
Nobody understands what he did that day. I say he committed political suicide. But that interview was not good. On top of it, it showed he was a racist. So,
yeah. I want to
Did the White House come out with it first? I'm not exactly sure.
That's his book tour. I don't think it's been a banner book tour for him, but we'll see what he does for 2028 because clearly he has his eyes on that. Can we talk about Iran for a second? Finally, we hear from the Supreme Leader in a long statement. We don't see him. He doesn't read the speech. They say he wrote the speech. First off, do you believe he's alive?
I think he probably is. I think he's damaged, but I think he's probably alive in some form, yeah.
What's your takeaway? I know he says that he's going to widen the war. He's going to continue to use the Strait of Hormuz as leverage against you to end this war. He's got underwater drones to stop any of the ships going in and out. What's your message back to the new Supreme Leader?
Yeah.
Well, they've been doing a lot of talking, so he's going to have to put up. We'll have to see because we are decimating them. We've knocked out most of their missiles. We've knocked out many of their drones. We've knocked out a lot of the manufacturing areas where they manufacture the missiles and now the drones. We're hitting them harder than anybody's been hit since World War II.
So they are able to basically shut off the Strait of Hormuz. The word is that you're
I don't remember
these oil tankers through.
I don't exactly remember like the series of events who said it first. It could have been the White House.
Is that true?
Well, we would do it if we needed to, but hopefully things are going to go very well. We're going to see what happens. A lot's going to be, we've already damaged them so badly, it would take years for them to ever rebuild. And we're going to be hitting them very hard over the next week.
So, but does it concern you that these tankers aren't getting through, and the one that did get through made its way to China? I would think that maybe we'd be stopping these tankers that got through.
Well, you'll have to see what happens over the next. This just began. This is their new strategy. So you're going to have to watch, Brian, what's going to be happening over the next few days, and we'll see. We'll see how successful they are. But they're doing this as a last-ditch effort. Their Navy has been totally gone. It's as far as we know, it's just gone. They maybe have one ship. We're searching it out. It won't be around for long. But their Navy's gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their leadership is gone. Their second leadership is gone. Now their third leadership is in trouble. And this is not somebody that the father even wanted. But I'm not gonna say, you were asking whether or not he's alive. A lot of people are trying to figure that one out. But we've done things that whether it's Venezuela or this, we've done things that nobody can believe. They are in such. Look at the missile attacks. The missile attacks are down to a trickle now compared to what they were. Now they'll go all out because they hear me make that statement. But that's all right because they'll go all out. We have it covered. We have it guarded, and they'll have that fewer. They're down to a very relatively small number of missiles. Their drones are in a lot of trouble now because we're knocking out their manufacturing plants where they manufacture at a very fast clip.
So do you, right now the strait is not open, I know that, and you did a couple of things. You offered insurance for these ships to go through. No one seems to have taken you up on that. You also, I understand, you've released a strategic oil reserve to ease the oil shock that's happening right now, and so did 32 other nations, which is unprecedented. But do you believe you're going to suspend the Jones Act too? And if so, what would that do?
Well, it lets you take ships that are American-made and have them go around to different ports. It's a restrictive act. It's got some tremendous support in Congress, support for it. Not to suspend it, but support for it, the Jones Act. But we'll take a look. We'll take a look at everything, and it's all going to work out. Look, we took an excursion. We had the greatest economy ever. We still do. And we have to do a little excursion to get rid of mad people, crazy people that want to have nuclear weapons. If we didn't do the hit, a midnight hammer, if we didn't have those beautiful B-2 bombers hit them so effectively, and the word is obliterate, and now everybody admits the word is obliterate. In fact, they're not even talking about opening that site. They were talking about going to a new site, if you can believe it. But if we didn't hit them with a B-2 bomber, it could be that Israel would not be around today.
And Mr. President, would you also say it's important to get the uranium that Steve Witkoff talked about, that they said they have over 400 kilograms of it? Is there some type of operation in place to grab it?
No, not at all. And we're not focused on that, but at some point we might be. Right now we're focused on knocking the hell out of their missiles and their drones.
Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Bahrain have been hit. Roughly, what has been your conversations that you feel comfortable relaying to our audience with the Gulf, with our Gulf allies?
We're very, very solid. The relationship, the unity is tremendous. I spoke to most of them today.
Rock solid.
They got hit, and nobody expected it. They were sort of staying away. And I don't want to say neutral. I think they've been very good for us, but they were more or less neutral. And all of a sudden, they got hit, which shows you, look, what they wanted to do, what Iran wanted to do is take over the whole Middle East. And if we didn't stop them with the B-2 bombers, they would have done that. Think of it. All the things that we knocked out the first time and then the second time. If they had that now, they had so many missiles. We knocked the hell out of them the first time, and this time it's even much more so. This is a much more severe blow.
Right.
If they had all those missiles, they were looking to take over the entire Middle East, not just destroy Israel.
I believe they were making 200 a month rockets, and that would have protected what was going to be a reconstituted nuclear program. The Supreme Leader came out, Mr. President, and said, they're going to keep attacking the Gulf states until we leave. Our American base, the American forces leave our presence from Qatar to UAE to Saudi Arabia. Are we going to leave?
Well, the Gulf states are doing a very good job in protecting themselves. They have great Patriot missiles, which are the defensive missiles that have knocked down virtually 100% of the time they use. They knock down whatever they're aimed at. They've been unbelievable. It's been unbelievable technology. Look, nobody has the technology or the weapons that we have, and the Patriots are an example of it. We have the Tomahawks. We have the Patriots. We have stuff that nobody's ever been able to produce, and they can't produce it like us.
Well, except when they stole that one Tomahawk to kill little schoolgirls.
It's going very well. We're way ahead of schedule. Way ahead. We had no idea we'd be this far ahead. We've knocked out close to 90% of their missiles.
90%.
How important would it be to get out that besiege force, the thugs that walk the streets and the moral? Are we aiming for them?
No, these are bad people. They go out shooting protesters. You're a protester, they shoot you right through the head. This is an evil group of people. And if we had them have a nuclear weapon, they would use it and they wouldn't lose an ounce of sleep.
So yesterday, the Prime Minister, or the other day, said it's soon to the Iranian people. It's time for you to soon come back and take back your country. When the time is right, and that time is soon. There's also a report that Israeli officials do not think the regime is ready to fall yet. What do you say to the Iranian people? Do you echo what the Prime Minister said, their time is soon to take back their own country?
Well, you just mentioned to me a group of people that go around with machine guns and shoot them down, and they say, if anybody protests, we're going to kill you in the streets. So I really think that's a big hurdle to climb for people that don't have weapons. I think it's a very big hurdle. So that it'll happen, but it probably will be maybe not immediately. Who's going to do that? They literally have people in the streets with machine guns, machine gunning people down if they want to protest. Okay, so that's a pretty big, that's a pretty high standard to say I want to go and protest.
Right.
And so I would understand that, and I would think Bibi would understand that too.
Are you astounded?
He didn't say he's doing it right now. Time will go by. They're going to be in worse shape as time goes by. We're hitting them very hard. We have unlimited ammunition. We have of the high level and medium level, the medium and medium high level. We have virtually unlimited ammunition, and We're using it. We're using it. We could go forever.
Mr. President, do you believe that?
This is my president. This is the president of the United States of fucking America. What the fuck? Is he sound like a fucking senile old man? Like a fucking...
That when the fighting stops, that the rest of the Gulf states will join the Abraham Accords more than, is it closer than ever? Has Iran's action against the Gulf states made your pitch easier to digest for these Gulf states, knowing that it's clear now Israel's not the problem, Iran is?
Yeah, it's made it much easier because they have never been in condition like they are right now. They're putting up a wonderful front. They're saying things, but they are devastated when you take a look at what we know. And remember this, we're being nice. I could take out things within the next hour. We could hang up within 1 hour. You'd be reading about taking out nuclear power plants or power plants that creates the electricity, that creates the water. They have desalinization all over the place. We could do things that would be so bad they could literally never rebuild as a nation again.
Never.
And we're trying to be nice about it.
Wait, what did this guy say?
We're not doing it. Now, they'll go around and shoot civilians all over the place, but we don't do that. But we could take out elements of what they have in terms of infrastructure. They would virtually never be able, time wouldn't matter, never be able to reproduce it. And so far, we've chosen not to do that. But we have hit them so hard. I mean, they have virtually no military left. They do have the thugs walking across, and when they're caught, they will be tried and executed when those thugs are caught. And we have them on tape who they are, and they better turn in their guns. But, you know, we have tapes of some of these people that go around shooting the protesters, maybe all of them, when we add it all up, and they're going to have a big problem after this is over.
Have they been targeted yet?
I don't want to say that, but we have a lot of tape, and we have a lot of people. We know exactly what they look like, and they're going out and they're shooting protesters for just literally standing, not for doing anything, for standing on the street. They're killing people. And prior to this starting, they killed 32,000 people.
So the year was 1988. This future president, Donald Trump, was selling a book called The Art of the Deal. He gave an interview to a British newspaper, at which time you talked about Iran. You said we have to win back respect for America on the world stage, and you had stern words for the Islamic Republic. You said they've been beating us up psychologically, making us look like a bunch of fools. One bullet shot of one of our men or ships, I'd do a number on Karg Island. I'd go in and I'd take it. Now here in 2026, you are president. Are you thinking about taking Karg Island, where 90% of the Iranian oil goes through? And what do you think about? Do you remember that interview and that school of thought?
Everything.
Yeah, but Brian, I can't answer a question like that. You should ask it. You should be even asking it. It's one of so many different things.
Oh, no, he thought he was glazing. He thought he was going to get some glaze credit. And now Daddy Trump's mad at him.
It's not high on the list, but it's one of so many different things, and I can change my mind in seconds. But, you know, if you ask a question, who would answer a question like that? I mean, you're asking me a question.
Very naughty.
Karg Island, okay, everything. Who would ask a question like that? And what fool would answer it, okay? Let's say I was going to do it, or let's say I wasn't going to do it. What would I say? Oh, yes, Brian, I'm thinking about doing it. Let me let you know what time and when it'll take place. It's not, you know, it's sort of a foolish question. A little surprising for you, because you're a smart man.
I am, but you were just pretty amazing that you thought about it in 1988. So.
Well, I did, but I thought about a lot of other things. You know what else I thought about? A long time before it happened?
Fucking your mom.
1 year before it happened, almost exactly.
9/11.
Osama bin Laden. I said, you have to go out and kill Osama bin Laden. He's big trouble. Kill him.
Right.
Nobody did anything. A year later, he knocked down the World Trade Center.
Let's talk about China. It turns out.
Did you know that? It was in a book. Did you know that I wrote it in a book?
Yeah, I did.
One of my many bestsellers. I said, go get Osama bin Laden. And he said, because I saw him interviewed. And I said, wow, that guy's trouble.
He's so
And I
fucking
said, you better go get him. And 1 year before he knocked down the World Trade Center, and you know that Clinton had a chance to get him?
Yep.
And didn't do it.
And he thought he would be accused of doing a wag the dog thing. Yep. And but hey, I want to talk about China. Do you realize? I'm sure you do. There have been very few overflights for the first time in maybe 5 or 6 years over Taiwan. The word is too there are long gas lines in China. How do number one? Those reports, as you understand them, correct? And number two, how do you think that affects your meeting that's coming up in a couple of weeks?
Well, the reports are correct about the long lines, but you know, look, he runs he's a strong person, a strong leader. I have a great relationship with him. I'm going over there in a very short period of time. I was invited, and I'm going. It's good that we get along. We're getting along very well. We're doing well economically with China. They want to do business with us. And, you know, we've had a good relationship. It's highly competitive, obviously, but he and I have had a very good relationship. And that's a good thing, not a bad thing. For all the people that are listening to your very highly rated show, which you're doing very well, I'm proud of you. But for all the people that are listening, it's good when I get along with other nations, the leaders of other nations. It's good. Powerful nation, powerful military.
Wow, hi, what's up, buddy?
Sorry to interrupt, but are you watching that video? Was there a part already where he said he doesn't need Ukrainian drones?
Not yet. We're 20 out of 33 minutes, so maybe the next 13, 14 minutes.
Okay, I don't remember where it is. I didn't see the entire thing. I just saw that part. It's a funny part, so yeah. We all collectively remember that video White House posted with them that they deleted. I don't know if you remember that one, but everyone laughed at them on Twitter because they posted this one drone that flies, and they're like, "Did you know that it can drop a grenade?" Like the unknown technology, blad meme, and they deleted that video afterwards. So yeah, excuse me if I'm not really confident in in their knowledge about drone warfare, since it's only happening quite literally here.
Well, the answer is Trump knows so many things, and it's impossible for him to recall everything at every point in time. So that's why we have highly qualified cabinet people like Bessent and everybody else. So
we love your leader.
We love you.
Everybody knows it.
We don't talk bad about Trump here, okay? That's my president. That's my leader, okay? And at least mine is democratically elected, unlike the dictator Zelensky. And at least mine spends money loving the American people instead of wasting them on suits and dresses for all of his mistresses and wives, okay? So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, prime dementia guy. Anyway,
Dementia, that's just it's just because he's got knowledge in so many different dimensions. You never know what he's pulling from at any point in time. What's up? How's it
or
going?
yeah, he's certainly is some other dimension.
Yeah.
A lot of them are. My people, okay, they love Cash Patel. Like every time they see him, they like love him because he looks like he's like permanently in some other dimension.
Yeah, he's looking at them always. Yeah, I think he's still stuck in an acid trip
he's
from
like
college.
staring.
Yeah.
Some gates to I don't know other world or some shit. He looks like he knows things. Okay, things are good. I have dropped you a link to the fundraiser. I finished basically half of it, and we delivered stuff today. So if you can later show it to the people, because a lot of DGG donated, but it was also other people who participated. I told you, like Loader Boxes community, Connor, like all sorts of people. So yeah, cool. I delivered today half of it to the soldiers, and then my 113 boys, and the rest will be civilians, which I still need to get more stuff. My house, my like apartment turned into the Nova Postal Storage, which is like a postal service in Ukraine, like a big warehouse essentially. And I don't like it, but yeah, soon I will be rid of all the fucking boxes. And it was very successful. And despite everyone participating, the bulk was still DGG. So acknowledgement.
We'll queue that. We'll watch it right after we watch our glorious leader finish this glorious Fox News interview.
Yeah, glorious leader stuff. I know. Yeah. I did see the fucking about just the drones bit on like our social media because I just wanted to see your opinion because Washington like apparently it was sort of confirmed that they asked Zelensky and Ukraine to provide them like data and things like that and like a lot of information about after the Iranian attacks, and we actually got a lot of offers from how they called in English, United Arab
UAE, the United Arab Emirates,
yeah, just we call them different things, and they got their hotel blown up recently, and they were like, oh and now we got a bunch of appeals to Ukraine from them. They're like, can you help us out, like to how to intercept them and how to protect from them? And we're like, how interesting. Like,
yeah, I mean, to be fair to Trump, it was kind of like unpredictable that if we started attacking Iran, they would start attacking other people. So it was kind of hard for us to see that coming in the future. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, just their shit up. But I like that the United States, like and in Israel, like bomb them and then they bomb other people. Like,
pretty crazy.
There's something kind of funny about that if you think about it. It's kind of how the world works, it seems. And also, I do like the fact that people are now trying to get our shit though. That's good for us. So yeah. But also not good for us that fucking Trump removed sanctions.
Yeah, for the oil shit. Pretty silly.
Yeah,
it's all pretty silly.
Really fucking silly.
It's so much money to their war machine. So like literally next batches of missiles and all that dog shit will be bought for that. Thanks.
Yeah, pretty shit. Yeah, it's not good. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna blame you, okay? We're gonna blame us for that money. I'm not happy. Okay, I'm not happy at all. Well, what can you do? But yeah, just watch the video then and show people the fundraiser stuff since they participated as per usual. And yeah. And the power station we got is really good. So a lot of stuff was like useful, but power station is like the biggest thing everyone is happy about. And power banks, because with the electricity shit, you have to you do need like other sources of stuff like soldiers, civilians alike. So super useful and helpful. Thank you. Unlike sanctions, they were lifted. That's not helpful. But the people are helpful. So there you go. Yeah. Bye everyone.
Well, thanks a lot. We'll watch it after this. Be careful.
Yeah. Bye.
Nobody has our military.
Leader.
Yeah, I was a little. I'll have to message her about that. I'll have to send a DM to Zelensky about that one.
I built our military in my first term.
This dude's a
and we're using it more than I'd like to now, to be honest with you, because I like peace through strength. But in this case, we had no choice. We had to close it out. 47 years they've been killing people. For 47 years they've been blowing their legs off. They've been, think of it, all that, the SS Cole, so many different things they were involved in, so many bad things, so many actions.
The Iranian drone thing, the Shah drone is 11.5 feet long, 8.5 feet wide, with a range of about 600 to 1,000 miles, depending on the payload. They're also hard to. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, the drone thing would not make sense.
It had to be done. It should have been done long.
I bet that's a Netanyahu talking point. I bet that's how he sold
7 years or whatever.
Yeah, I bet that's how he sold it to Trump. One kind of weird thing for Israelis, like the Israeli trauma is that like they've been at war with everybody since 47, 48. They always think this. I bet Netanyahu sold them on that point. Like these really long wars. Iran's been killing your people for 50 years. Like, President, do you know that?
Well, Mr. President, between 2023 and 2024, the DNI of Joe Biden said there were 190 attacks on U.S. forces or our allies by Iran. That was the department. That was the Director of National Intelligence for President Biden.
Right.
We had 241 in 1983, killed 603 in Iraq. Are you surprised with these stats that Democrats are so vehemently, seemingly against this mission, including some veterans like Senator Mark Kelly?
Well, Mark Kelly's not a smart person. I mean, he's not a smart man.
Mean guy.
He's terrible. What he said is terrible about, leadership. Okay, leadership. Follow him. You follow him into a grave. He's terrible. He's a pathetic guy. But they're pathetic. Look, we have a case where our country right now is respected more than it has maybe ever been.
Ever.
With Venezuela, with this, with the B-2s, with all of the different things we've done, and all the great success we've had. And during all of this period, I've rebuilt the military into the strongest military in the world by far. We had great people, but the people were being led badly, and in fact, in many cases, being led through woke.
Not
we don't have
woke.
that anymore. We have an unbelievable power. Our military is unquestionably the best and the strongest in the world, and I built it in my first term. This didn't just happen. I built it. You know, we had $1 trillion, $1 trillion, another $1 trillion, and I built it and made it great. I built the wall. Hundreds of miles of wall. Otherwise, you'd have people, no matter how good a job I'm doing, without the wall that we built, you'd have people pouring into our country at levels never seen before. Biden let 25 million people come into our country.
Right.
25 million people. And many of those people came out of jails and prisons, and they came out of mental institutions, and they were killers, and all of the things that we just discussed. And I'm doing something about it. And I had to take an excursion. We had the greatest economy in history. We still do. Oh, this will bounce right back. When it's over, and I don't think it's going to be long, when it's over, this is going to bounce right back so fast.
When are you going to know when it's over?
When I feel it.
Okay.
I feel it in my bones.
Will you ask anybody in particular? Would that be some of these joint decisions?
I deal with people. I have great people.
Mr.
Bones. General Raisin Kane. Pete's turned out to be a star.
General
Marco's
Raisin
great. JD. I've got
Kane.
all good people. We've got a great group.
So let's talk about, if I can, looking back in history, George Shultz and Caspar Weinberger, two smart guys, disagreed in front of Reagan. Rumsfeld and Colin Powell disagreed in front of George W. Bush. In your cabinet, with the Vice President, Secretary of State, what is it like?
no
What are the dynamics when you have a big decision like Iran or Venezuela? Are people speaking up and speaking their minds, even if...
I let them speak their mind, and they do. And we have some differences, but they never end up being much. I convince them all to let's do it my way.
So let's talk about immigration. Why is Senator John Wayne Mullen the right pick?
Just a fantastic guy. He's got it. He's got what it takes. I think he's going to do a
he's
fantastic
got it.
job.
Oh.
And when you talk
factors.
Why him?
I agree.
Because he's got it and
And
he's going
we've
to do a
seen
fantastic
a couple
job.
already.
He's got to do a good job.
At immigration, James Blair evidently told the caucus, the Republican caucus, don't talk about mass deportation. Story in Politico today said, hey, the president's allies want mass deportation. It rates really high with the people that put you there. Then you got farmers saying, hey, I need work visas for my longtime immigrants, and meatpackers saying the same thing. Where do you stand, Mr. President?
Well, number one, I stand in. We're getting the bad criminals, the murderers, and all these criminals that were allowed. Number one, that's a top priority, and the rest is all going to work out, and it's working out well. We've deported tremendous numbers of people, but we're going after the murderers, we're going after the drug dealers, we're going after the
rapists and the
mentally
thieves.
insane and people from insane asylums, and we're bringing them back to where they came from because we have no choice. We won't have a country, and we're taking care of.
We won't have a country.
Really
We
bad,
won't have a
really
country.
sick
We
criminals
won't
that we're
have a
allowed to come
country.
into our.
We gotta
country
do
under
it,
Joe
or we
Biden.
won't have a
Look at Joe,
country.
And he allowed them to come into our country, and we're getting them out. That's number one priority. But we want people.
Weren't
to come
we
into our
not
country
going to have a
legally. And
country
nobody
if
can say anything about Trump because
Biden
we
beat
literally
you
for
in
8 months now
2020?
Zero.
had
How come
people
we
come
still
through
have
the
a
border.
country?
And
Not
Biden
a
had
single
millions
person.
of people. Nobody checked.
Right.
Totally unchecked and unvetted.
I know you got to run, but the Save America Act, you told John Thune, get it done. Do you mean get Democrats, or do you mean blow up the filibuster? Because you need 60 votes, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get it done? Is there an
Trump hates the
This
filibuster.
is it's
Get
called
rid of the filibuster,
Save
guys.
America
That's what
Act,
he's going
and
to
it's
say.
exactly that. It's voter ID. It's proof of citizenship. It's no mail-in ballots, which are horrible. They're so corrupt. Jimmy Carter years ago said you can't do mail-in ballots. It's corrupt. We're the only country in the world that does mail-in ballots like this. We're the only country. There's no other country in the world because it means you cheat. They cheat. Now, it's mail-in, but for the military, it's okay.
Dan
For
hates
somebody
mail-in
that's sick or somebody that's disabled, or for somebody that's traveling, you're on a business trip or even a trip, we'll be very, open
reason
about that.
up?
But I also added 2 other things, and I put them in just recently. It's 5 points, and very, very importantly, no men in women's sports, no
Thank
transgender
God.
mutilization of our children.
In Texas,
Those 5 things.
yeah.
How can you vote against voter ID and
But-
citizenship and the other
Everybody's
things I
easy to
said?
ask.
Triple
And
S. One might
it
say.
should be done.
But
And if it's
please
not
tell
done,
me-
it's a shame. And I think, frankly, any politician that voted against, think of it.
Think of
Every
it.
place you go,
Think
you
of it.
give identification. And I want
Everywhere.
picture identification, not just, we want pictures so that when they go in to vote, somebody standing there can say, oh, that is the same person. Not that it's a totally different person, which they do. They cheat.
When you go to register to vote for this, you can't. They don't accept it. It's not a driver's license. That's not enough.
I think they want
A birth certificate.
Or a passport.
Or a passport, yeah.
Yeah.
But did you know that the birth certificate, if you've ever changed your name, is not enough?
Yeah, you have to have another thing.
So for every single
that
woman
yeah.
who's changed their
Yep.
last name, they also have to bring with them like a marriage certificate too, or proof of name change. It's just
Yep.
crazy. I don't know if it's U.S. maybe there's somebody else, but like, well, why doesn't the U.S. just do voter ID? This is why, because when they try to do voter ID, it doesn't seem like they actually care about any of this. It just seems like they're trying to just make it unnecessarily burdensome for people to vote.
The reason they don't want it is because they cheat, and you saw that in 2020. They cheat.
I will say, to be fair, Kamala probably would have tried to do the same thing. I think, right? I think she was talking about this.
Oh, exactly the same.
Cheated at levels never seen before, and now all of that's come out.
The DHS reopening, are the Democrats beginning to crack? I mean, they wanted Kristi Noem out. She's out. They wanted no more roving patrols. You stopped it. They wanted body cams. You gave it to them. Do you feel as though you've given enough at this
I love
point?
you, dear leader.
I think so. Look, they have to. These are people that hate our country. These are people that have Trump derangement syndrome. If I went the opposite, if I said, let's have nothing, let's have this, let's give you everything you want, they'd say, nope, we don't want it. We want the opposite. Anything I say, they go the opposite. If I say build the wall, they say don't build the wall. No matter what I say, they go the opposite because they're sick, deranged people. They got a problem.
They're sick, deranged people. Just so you know, he's talking about the entire opposition party.
Oh, I think he
think
also
these are-
brings up
Whoa, spoiler!
people. Okay, go ahead.
6 months.
Hacks will change their mind?
Disease. It's called Trump derangement syndrome.
Do you think these new attacks today will change their mind? I mean,
I don't think so because I think there's something wrong with them. The hatred of Republicans is beyond belief. Who wouldn't vote for voter ID? Who wouldn't want that? Voter identification.
Right.
Please, may I see your card, sir or madam? May I please see your card? And they say, We don't want you to do that. And yet every other, I wrote a list, but it was too long to go into. But I wrote a list that had 50 things that you need identification for. Everything. It's like everything.
But
it's like
but outside Fetterman, can you get it? But say outside Fetterman, I don't think any Democrat would do it. And even though the polls show over 70% of Democrats want voter ID on every ethnic group.
Today, 86% of Democrats approve of
It's
Save America.
it's such
Now,
a misleading stat. Every time they say that, it's so obviously misleading. I fucking hate it.
Go out and say, we are opposed to Save America. It's called the Save America Act. They had a hard time with MAGA, Make America Great Again. Remember when Biden would get up and say, we have to stop MAGA?
He's so excited. He thinks he's so smart. I called it the Save America Act. It's so terrible. Every time they say they oppose it, they oppose saving America. That's going to see, they hate saving America. I'm so smart.
MAGA, we have to stop MAGA. The poor guy. And I said, no, MAGA means Make America Great Again. He wants to stop it. Now they have to.
You're just making America great. How can you possibly be against that?
All these people that use Save Act, those are people that are on the other side. It's the Save America, because nobody knows what the Save Act was. Nobody has any idea. The stupid name, the Save Act, and they used that for 2 years. It's called the Save America Act.
Marketing.
5 points, and I just named the 5 points.
And lastly, the Texas election. You said you're going to make a choice on what Republican should really get the nomination. Is it going to be Cornyn or is it going to be Paxson? What do you think?
Well, let me tell you the good news. The good news is their candidate is whacked out. With his 6 different forms of gender and all the things that I saw.
6 different forms of gender. He's whacked the fuck out.
To Jesus.
Insult to Jesus.
Insult. This guy
is binary.
Out. And
did he just say he's binary? Do you mean not binary?
Yeah. Jesus. Such an insult. This guy
is binary.
Out. And very interesting. They had no fear of her because he's a low IQ individual, but they really waited. The Republicans waited. They really wanted to run against him because they had these things, and nobody knew they had him, and all this bad stuff came out about him. He is so woke. He's beyond woke. He's
beyond
actually
woke.
I think he's grossly incompetent. I think Gavin Newsom is incompetent. I think he's an incompetent person. And he admitted it. He admitted that he's incompetent. And, when a guy does that. But when you see what this guy said about gender and about other topics, and the amazing thing, it all
You didn't know how to pronounce acetaminophen. I wouldn't fucking talk if I were you.
Came out one day after he defeated
Tallarico.
Gender?
Right. Yeah. He defeated Crockett.
So do you think that Paxson or Cornyn?
Related it all to Davy Crockett, do you think?
I don't think so. I'm going to have to do a DNA. I don't know if she's doing 23andMe, but we can look into it.
Paxson,
I will.
Davy would be honored.
I have a lot of free time. So
you're
going to stay out of the primary then? Paxson, Cornyn?
No, I'm not going to say it. No, I want to do something. But the main thing I have to do is find out who's going to get the Save America Act approved.
Well, I guess Senator John Thune's kind of at a logjam.
Yeah, I know, look, I think he's a wonderful person, I do. But he seems to be...
whacked out.
Not that he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't think he can do it. And that's bad. How can you not get voter ID approved? How can you
Trump's
not get, citizenship approved? Proof of citizenship.
Listen, and lastly, is it true that you're telling your whole cabinet to wear the same shoes, these Florsheim shoes?
No, but it's a nice shoe. But what I do is, as somebody that for many, many years has walked around in shoes that were no good and, would not be that comfortable. So I have fun with it. When they tell me they have a problem, I say, let me get you a pair of shoes. And it seems to work out pretty well. Now they look all spiffy and nice. I never like cabinet members walking in sneakers.
Right.
Sneakers are wonderful, but I don't want my cabinet members wearing sneakers. So I'll get them a pair of shoes. It's a gift from Donald Trump.
Well, that's cool. You can write it off, too, at the end of the year with this with your new tax reform.
I don't have to write it off. You're right. I guess I could, but I don't have to. Go ahead.
He's not a poor like you.
Well, Mr. President, I can't thank you enough. Lastly, are you enjoying this with all the pressure on your shoulders?
We're doing great. I had to do this excursion through a very tough kind of a thing to do, except it shows how strong. I knew exactly that would be good. And what do you see tomorrow? What do you see the next day? They're going to be hit so hard. They're going to be hit. They can talk all they want, but, let's see what they do. So they're going to maybe do something having to do with the Straits. I don't know. But they're being hit so hard. It'll take them 20 years to rebuild.
You think Putin is helping them?
I think he might be helping them a little bit. Yeah, they
helping Iran? No way.
Ukraine, right?
And you are, right?
Yeah, we're helping them also. And so he says that. And China would say the same thing. It's like, hey, they do it and we do it. In all fairness, they do it and we do it.
The only thing that I know that matters to the First Lady is...
One thing with Ukraine. What? They have to pay for everything, and they pay through NATO. When they buy missiles from us, when they buy anything from us, it goes not to them, it goes to NATO, and NATO pays the bill.
Are they helping with drone defense, too?
Okay. No, we don't need help with drone defense. No, we do.
Oh.
We know more about drones than anybody. We have the best drones in the world, actually.
Oh, really?
Mr. President, best of luck these next few days. We'll be watching every moment, and thanks so much for your time.
Good, and thank you for your support. You've been great. You've been really doing
so
good. Thanks a lot.
goofy. He's just so
Oh,
goofy.
Do you think our dear leader would ever need help from any Ukrainian?
True. Why is she not wearing a DGG shirt?
Half of it, I guess. And especially thank you to Mina because she's the one who organized the entire fundraiser pretty much. And yeah.
Why aren't they in suits?
Yeah. DGG! That's us, the Azov supporters. Just kidding, video game.
And thank you very much, guys. So here's all the stuff. Thermals, then the station, the most important bit, and also heat pads and dry showers, and all of this, yes. Guys, so here's all this. Okay, I'm really happy that I got rid of those boxes. I can't lie, okay? They have been cluttering my entire room, half of my apartment. But we did a really great job over here. Everyone's happy about this. And now it's civilians' time, I guess. Yay! A bit of a behind-the-scenes situation. We had to get all of this stuff from my place, but guys came around to pick it all up. So
Yeah.
What was it all
Cool
doing
shit,
at her place?
Actually.
Was she going to use all of it
I'll
first?
show you a little bit of our beaten up for Kharkiv. Yeah. A bit of a behind the scenes situation.
Nice. Apparently Trump finally had a hard-hitting interview for once in his life.
Mr. President, what an honor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for sitting down with me today. I think we'll get into some personal stuff, some fun stuff, and yes, it's an honor. We're here at a factory doing a rally. It's my first rally. It's actually my first show on this podcast. You're gonna be my first and last
That's
guest.
good. Well, we're gonna have to get good ratings.
We gotta get some good
Way
ratings.
better.
You were flying in on Air Force One.
Right.
Is it true that you watched the Josh?
Why is Wick even talking to this kid? Apparently Wick is like my haters call in on Fridays or something, or Thursday, I don't know, something like that. Do you think this guy's a good boxer? This guy's probably one of the best boxers. Not to,
of all time.
aside from, yeah, it's probably of all time, yeah. I mean, like, he went even with Mayweather, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, they had to go to decision. I mean, he's got to be one of the best.
For sure. And I would say Mayweather was probably fighting, if you know anything about boxing, you watch Mayweather fight, I would say he was probably
That's
fighting
fine, right?
near peak condition, yeah. And this guy only had, like, what, like a year or two of boxing experience under his belt, maybe, when he did that fight? So, yeah.
To a fight on Air Force
I
One.
watched it. I watched you, and I thought you were very brave. He's a pretty big guy. You know, he's good, and he's legit. Like, he's a legitimate fighter. And I thought you were great. You did yourself no harm.
No.
Other than your chin, maybe.
Other than the jaw, which is healing. How big is the TV on Air Force One?
Good. It's good. It's good. The best you can have.
I
They
can't
view it as, of course, there's no
believe
object, right?
this,
But it
dude.
was
This
I got to
is
see that. I really
so
watched it. We had a whole plane full of people watching it. And, you know, if size mattered,
Yeah.
then I said he's going to be in trouble, and they say it does.
I got into the ring with him, and I realized he was much bigger than I thought.
You didn't see that, like,
no,
on the way in,
no,
right?
not at the weigh-in, not at the press conference. And then I got in the ring. I just saw his size. And I was just like, okay, this is going to be a tough night.
So who do you fight next?
It's a good question. I think Francis.
Would you ever
Ngannou-
fight him again? No.
No, I don't think so. I think I need to go stay at my weight class.
I think so, right?
Maybe doing some MMA. We're promoting fights now on Netflix. We got Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. Maybe Usyk in MMA.
Right,
Francis
very
Ngannou, Ryan Garcia, maybe Tommy Fury. There's a lot. Who would you want to see fight?
Well, I probably Khabib. Khabib.
I'm down.
You know, I think he's been just great when they say who's the best of those. I mean, I've had a lot of fights. I've had Mike Tyson in a lot of them. He was great.
Have you ever been in a fight? I heard a
lot of
rumor about
bodies.
you like helping Kobe one time at a game. Is
That
that
was
a
a
true
long time
story?
ago. Right? That was,
Is this a true story?
Well, it wasn't a fight. I was breaking up a fight,
Okay.
which sometimes is more dangerous than being in a fight, right? But I like Kobe. Kobe was having a hard time with somebody and it worked out fine. But yeah, I broke it up. Probably not a smart thing to do. Historically, it's never good to break up fights.
Yeah, I try to de-escalate situations a lot. But you're gonna be at UFC 250.
I will be. It's going to be amazing at the White House. And Dana's a great guy. He's a good fan of yours, you know.
I'm sorry, did I just say Jake is one of the best boxers on the field? Whatever. Why, you think it's obvious, like, or easy to say he's the best? I think that there are legitimate arguments for other people, like Conor McGregor and stuff, for being the best boxers. And then people like, you know.
I mean, his brother's pretty good, too.
Mike Tyson
Logan.
and, yeah, Jordan and stuff, you know, so. That's
Yes, Dana's a good guy. The best. I mean, somebody like him. And, he had the idea of staging it right at the front door of the White House. It'll be right in the front door of the White House. And he's got a tremendous card. I don't even know if it's filled out, but I think
Hulk Hogan, true.
Looks like it's going to be, you know,
Rey Mysterio Jr., true.
So it's going to be in honor of the 250th year. So it'll be great.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Sean O'Malley. He's the homie.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great fighter. And that's why I wanted to ask you. You went from boxing promotion, apprentice, TV shows, and then eventually, you know, obviously real estate, and then eventually was like, okay, I'm going to go into politics. How did that transition happen? Because like I see myself wanting to get more into this world. I believe it's the biggest way to create impact and change.
damn it.
Would you ever run for office?
I think so. That's what I'm going to ask.
I'm going to kill myself if he wins in a video game.
So, yeah,
I think you have to find a way to dramatically shrink the political space. It's like, there's too much money now on the entertainment side of things. And there's too many people participating who really shouldn't be. But but everybody in there would have to be willing to take a pay cut.
In the political space or in the
political entertainment space? The political entertainment space, I think there's way more money that flows through there than the strictly political space. I don't think people realize how little sometimes a lot of these politicians get paid compared to what you make on the entertainment side of things. It's disgusting. It's just insane, especially in the alternative media space. I mean, look at Tim Pool, $5 million 1 year from Russia. $5 million. $5 million!
Is he going to give any of that back?
To who?
Russia.
No, unless they ask politely for it. Okay, I'm already bored of this. I can't believe I'm going on.
Reasons, and this is the case with any of these other Iranian people that are pro-Iran. One of the main reasons is that I agree with Nick on most things. So why do I want to turn somebody that I agree with on most things into an adversary?
You're that incapable of having a conversation with somebody that you think they'll become an enemy just by having to talk? Pussy! Actually, I'm sorry, that's not even the right word. It's not even pussy. It's... These guys have to create like the most impenetrable hug boxes, the most insane echo chambers to protect their audience and their opinions. It's so pathetic.
I'm going to look at the people that I don't agree with on things, and I want to talk about them and criticize them.
Like I said, he was almost like, I want to talk to them. I mean, talk about them. He didn't almost that up. He was never going to talk to anybody he disagrees with, but good memes.
I haven't talked about or criticized Nick, barely even Sneeko, Myron saying things, anybody else. The reason why is because I view these guys as being mostly ideologically aligned with me. So why would I want to focus my efforts and my fixation around arguing with them over whether this is Israel's war or not, whenever I can fight with somebody who is completely oppositional to me, completely antithetical to me, and wants to destroy Western civilization and fill it up with a bunch of foreigners that believe everything that is the opposite of what I believe? Why would I want to do that? It's stupid.
Oh, him and Hassan, yeah, they're so similar.
Horseshoe.
Uh-oh. Hassan slop.
Oh, you're going to like this one.
Years out from Iraq, eat my balls. Do you even have your balls remaining, or did a IED explode them for you, dumbass? Shut the up talking about Islam. You are an infinitely bigger terrorist than any random Muslim ever could be, dumbass. Shut your ass up. Go enjoy your PTSD, asshole.
Pretty sure that's a hate speech violation because I think veterans are a protected class on Twitch, but okay.
Fuck you. Imagine having the audacity to be like, yeah, I went to Iraq. I went to Iraq. And it's actually Islam that's the biggest danger. You're the danger, idiot. You're a danger to your family.
Jesus.
And a danger to yourself, douchebag. Lol, that's getting clipped. I don't give a dude. Shut the up. If you go to Iraq and you learn that lesson, you realize that was wrong, you're welcome here. You come back from Iraq and you talk about how this was actually awesome and I hate Islam. Then you didn't learn anything. You're goddamn cattle. You're sending other people like you to be in a similar predicament to yourself. Whatever. I'll start live streaming on YouTube tomorrow. Suck my dick. Now you're getting clipped. By who? The people that have been literally begging for American sons and daughters to go and die in Iran for the last 2 weeks? By people who keep going, yeah, based. No, we got to give more money to Israel. Those people who are going to turn around and then now act as though they give a shit about veterans, the same people like Asmongold who celebrated when that Navy SEAL with his uniform had his arm broken. Really? That's what we're doing? If Twitch can apply this double standard when one veteran is getting their arm broken by an American congressperson for opposing America waging Israel's wars, when Twitch doesn't ban Asmongold for laughing at that and saying, yeah, based, and that he deserved it, when Twitch literally doesn't say a single damn thing about that, but then turns around and tries to ban me for this this platform, I will never come back here. Y'all are a bunch of...
Oh my God. Wow, somebody's letting their nuts hang today. What's going on with this guy? You okay? Oh my God.
15 years out from Iraq, eat my balls.
Eat my...
Do you even have your balls remaining, or did a IED explode them for you, dumbass? Shut the up talking about Islam. You are an infinitely bigger terrorist like this Muslim ever could be.
Do we want to look at the terrorist attacks that have happened in Europe and America? Do we want to? We don't want to take that to the bank, do we? We don't want to look that. We don't want to look this up. I mean, we'll just take his word for it. Take his word for it. If that's so true, you're right. Okay.
Dumbass. Shut your ass up. Yeah. Go enjoy your PTSD, asshole. You.
Didn't Frogan get? Didn't she get banned for the PTSD?
For that, yeah.
It was a PTSD comment. Was it for 30 days or was it for 2 weeks?
She did get banned for 30 days at one point. I don't know which time it was.
Wasn't that for the TwitchCon thing? I thought it was for the veterans thing. That one blew up quite a bit.
Why would you say this? Shut the up. If you go to Iraq and you learn that lesson, you realize that was wrong, you're welcome here. You come back from Iraq and you talk about how this was actually awesome and I hate Islam. Then you didn't learn anything. You're goddamn cattle.
Well, what do you mean? Wait, you didn't learn anything. Wait a second. So he was supposed to go to Iraq to learn about Islam? I thought he was supposed to go to Iraq to try to, like do whatever the military's mission was there. Like, I'm pretty sure Iraq isn't like a high school, right?
This is what I don't like about Hassan's like little lefty protection that he has on Twitch, is Hassan gets mogged by Asmongold in every conversation, and Asmongold is it's so annoying. But because Hassan is so committed to the bit of being a like Asmongold can defeat him, even though he's actually it's just so annoying to watch this.
I mean, I don't think so. I hope not. Like, what are we doing here?
You're sending other people like you to be in a similar predicament to yourself. Whatever. I'll start live streaming on YouTube tomorrow. Suck my dick. Now you're getting clipped.
I feel like that at the end. I mean, that he knew that he f***ed up.
I don't think so. I think it feels like he thinks he's like letting his nuts hang. I don't know if he's happy or upset right now about like where he's at. Like he's had a couple of big interviews recently, but he's also kind of like getting bogged down a bit by a lot of different sources of hate. And then I think a couple of rejections recently. So I don't know how he's feeling. Like he staked a lot on that Newsom stuff, and I don't know if maybe that's not going to pull through for him. So
doesn't seem like that's going well.
He's just letting his nuts hang, trying to be a big dog. But I couldn't imagine making. He feels so safe. I hate how safe these people feel. For as long as I was told that I'm like always pushing the line or whatever, and then my ultimate ban is because I say some crazy trans people on Twitter are inbred. That's like my perma ban. Like I'm banned harder than child consumers on Twitch. And then for Hassan to be like, I will say this, and if I get perma banned, I don't care. I'll go stream somewhere. Like, damn, that's like a fearless individual. Holy shit.
This is a pretty bad. It's a bad clip. It is. Like
Joe Walsh calls him out for taking Rokana. I understand. I don't know why you guys are so surprised by the Rokana stuff. Rokana's always kind of like on his own little crazy. Like he has been forever. Like Rokana's always kind of like an islander dude. He's not quite as bad as like Tulsi Gabbard. I don't even know if I would say he's bad, but Rokana's always kind of been out on his own thing. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people don't realize that or aren't aware of that.
I think everybody can acknowledge, like, I mean, even he knows, like, he knows it's a bad clip. Everybody knows this is a bad clip. Another clip of Hassan, of another streamer on Twitch wishing PTSD on another American veteran. It looks bad. It does. Like, it looks really bad. I don't know what else to say.
As though they give a about veterans. The same people like Asmongold who.
So it is all about me, as usual. Okay, so yeah, I care about veterans. Of course I care about veterans. That's why I don't want to have our money go to Somalians, is so it can go to veterans. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. That's the whole point. Yeah, I'm glad we're putting these things together, finally.
Celebrated when that Navy SEAL with his uniform.
Well, I think now I thought he wasn't a Navy.
What was Rokana doing bad? I thought he was fine until he started saying Hassan today. I don't know if I would necessarily say Rokana is bad, but he's kind of off on an island doing his own thing sometimes. I wish I could remember what exactly I'm thinking of this, but I know that like if there's ever like a crazy weird bill that has like 3 senators supporting it or something, I feel like it's always Rokana. I don't know if it's mainly like tech related or what, and I think there have been times, I don't know if he's done anything where I'm like, oh, he's like a Tulsi Gabbard RFK Jr. level like Russian spy out bad, but he's just kind of like his own thing. Yeah, he does buy into the populist stuff quite a bit. I don't know how abnormal that is though for all senators and congressmen that are from left-wing areas or whatever.
SEAL, number one, he was a Marine, I'm pretty sure. And so like, but you see like Navy SEAL is like, I think this is like an elite unit of like, of like the Navy. So he's like trying to dial it up, right? And so it's like, okay, now we're trying to get like the maximum amount of like moral high ground here, right? I mean, that's very clearly what we're trying to do. It's so obvious.
Arm broken?
He got his arm broken. Yeah, he did. Rip Bozo shouldn't have done it.
Really? That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
If Twitch can apply this double standard when one veteran is getting their arm broken by an American congressperson for opposing America waging Israel's wars, when Twitch doesn't ban Asmongold for laughing at that and saying,
why would they ban me for that? I mean, I wasn't wanting his arm to get broken because he's a veteran. I wanted his arm to get broken because he was resisting arrest, fighting, interrupting a, what do you call it? Interrupting an event. Like, you can't have, like, listen, inside of, maybe Hassan doesn't know this, right? But inside of a civilized Western society, you can't have a bunch of people that are in the crowd of an event that just, whenever they hear something that makes them mad, they just get up out of their chair and start yelling. Like, you can't have that happen. I don't know if he knows this or not. I mean, I know, like, you know, he was in the U.S. for, was born in the U.S., he didn't grow up in the U.S. Maybe he might not pick up on this. But, like, you know, I don't...
him. Yeah, but it's because Asmongold can be more honest about things, whereas Hassan, yeah, like I said, Hassan is like committed to the most bit possible. And so, yeah, it's just never, they're not even funny. It's just, I hate all this. I can't believe this is my Twitch politics now. Shirley, you have other people to go set on fire.
Thing went to school here is like in school here we learn that like you don't just whenever you're mad at the teacher you don't just get up and start yelling, right? You don't do that. So it's not how it works. So I didn't want him to get his arm broken because he was a veteran, and the difference obviously with this and that is that Hassan is now comparing that to him wanting a veteran to get PTSD for the fact that they are a veteran, right? What is this Karen stuff?
Like, for this platform, I will never come back here.
Jesus. Why? Like, what? Okay.
Y'all are a bunch of dumb too for being like, oh, you're gonna get clipped.
He's so mad.
Well, you did. I mean, to be fair, they were right. I mean, just so we're keeping score here, they were right. He did get clipped. That's what we're watching right now.
Dumb motherfucker doesn't even realize his own lived experiences should have taught him a very valuable lesson.
Maybe they did. Everything of that, I could see him getting banned for this. I mean, maybe not, right? And I also think that if he does get banned, he's not going to leave Twitch. If he goes to YouTube and then his YouTube streams start declining and his influence goes down, then he's going to probably come back to Twitch because that's what he cares about. He cares about having influence, and he'll always make the decision that's in the best interest of that. I think so. And I guess we'll find out, right? I mean, we'll find out if he gets banned. But you know, probability that Hassan gets like a 7-day ban or a 3-day ban for this, and then you know afterwards he you know like a. You know, like he comes back to Twitch. I think the probability is 100%. Maybe we can do a polymarket event on it, right? It's like, will Hassan come?
That's the end of that. I'm just gonna finish this race, and I'm done for the evening. What am I supposed to do with that? Yeah. I just haven't been doing it lately because, I don't know, people haven't been getting super into it, so. Yay.
Yeah, that wasn't amazing or anything. You're nothing to write home about.
Do I get
You down to
letters
race?
for it? Let me see. I did get letters for it. Nice.
I know, Goddard. You don't stand a chance.
cool. And then there's one more.
That wasn't very good. Well,
No,
you
fuck
want a
you.
race?
I don't care. I'm just doing it for the letters. Ah. Shit. Moist. Yeah, I completed them all.
I guess that was okay. Not really.
No, fuck you. I don't care what you think.
You got spun. Come back and race me again.
Fucking kick your ass. Talking a lot of shit.
Pretty cozy down here, huh? Don't mind the smell.
Okay. This. Those will go to that board and.
Anything in here will improve your board big time. Oh, hell yeah! Let's do it! Enjoy it, dude.
Thanks, bro.
Take it easy out there! And if you burn down any real labs, send me the pics.
And there's 3 lug boxes left. I don't know where they are, so I'm just gonna use the service since it's only 3.
Hey buddy, need a lug lock? Back for some lug box hints? Sold. I hope it comes in handy.
Let's see. No? How much does that even cost?
If you want to hunt lug boxes, these hints will help. You'll find some lug boxes with that hint for sure.
Oh, there they are. Okay, and alright. Go get those, and then we're done. Actually, that's when we'll be done.
I've got human jokes. Come on, listen to mine.
Probably not fully 100, but I usually like to get all the collectibles. I'm here somewhere. You see them on my mini map? No. Up there or something. Oh, shit. Well, fuck that one up. Huh. I'm right on top of where one should be. How am I not getting it picked up in the scan? What the hell? Oops. What the fuck? What am I missing? Really missing something. Mm. Mm. They're supposed to be around here. Hmm. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I did hear about that. That looks really exciting. I'm pretty stoked. Pretty stoked for that. Okay. I can't get them yet. That's annoying. No, there's a pirate ship apparently that's supposed to come around, and I haven't I haven't gotten far enough in the story yet for that to come around, so I'm jumping the gun. It's okay. It happens.
Right there.
I'm definitely towards the end. I think I've gotten like all the different abilities now. Alright, I'm just gonna go downtown so it saves. Actually, this isn't there. New Starfleet shuttle. True. It's Halo. Dude. Parking lot. Nice. All right. That is it for tonight, friends. Thank y'all for hanging out. Y'all amazing. Love you guys. I will see you all on Wednesday. Everybody have a beautiful time.